The following is a presentation of Paola Sports Live. It's time for Panther Sports. On your new home for Paola High School Athletics, Paola Sports Live. Paola Sports Live is presented by Go Brawley. It just works. Learn more at gobrawley.com. Also by Elliott Group. Hers Incorporated. Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Dr. Laura's Orthodontics. And Miami County Dance Movement. This is Paola Athletics. On your new home for the Panthers, Paola Sports Live.
Welcome, fans, to Paola Sports Live here in Paola as you join us right now in the bottom half of the first inning. No score between the Fort Scott Tigers and your Paola Panthers. Thanks for bearing with us. I'm Alex Smith here, doing it solo for now. That means I am located behind a table, and your very limited camera angle that you see on the screen right now is not being manned by a human. So you'll have to rely on my voice, a radio-style broadcast here with a shot of the pitcher and a home plate. Now, you do get to see the first at-bat of the game for Troutman. Got you here in time for that. As that one comes inside and may have hit. Yes, it did. So Troutman over to first base with no one down here in the first for the Panthers. Tigers had a couple of runners on base in the top half. To be perfectly honest, was finalizing some technical things here. Didn't quite see how that happened, but they were able to escape the inning and put up the zero. Jace Curley now, the right fielder in the 2 spot, wearing the number 2, takes up high for ball 1. Sam Deloe on the hill for Fort Scott. As the bunt shown taken back high and outside, ball number 2. And I was thankful for some Panther followers today, throwing me some lineups, throwing me some stats and info. Very limited. Of course, it is early on in the season here as we get spring sports fully rolling. 2-0 pitch is also going to be outside and down to second. Going to be out on the play. Nice exchange there behind the plate. The catcher, Eli Kellogg, gunning down Troutman, trying to swipe second. So the Panthers now with a 1 down. It's still Curley up at the plate. From the left side, the 3-1 pitch is going to be in there. Full count to the Paola right fielder, as it is turning out to be quite a scenic evening for a baseball doubleheader. Strike 3 swinging, down goes Curley. And that is the first strikeout of the contest for Deloe. Oh, looked like that was strike 2. My bad there. Bouncing ball going to be fielded. That was a high chopper off the turf. And a safe at first is Curley. So scratch the strikeout, still just 1 out on the throw down to second. As I'm kind of getting my bearings here at the home of the Panthers. We'll see if the runner goes into motion once again. Here comes Hunter Lothan. Shortstop, number 3 hitter, wearing the number 3. And you see it in high school baseball so often. Middle infielders, center fielders batting in the middle of the lineup. Figures to be key to any Panther success this season. Again, you are joining us in the bottom of the first inning. Your game time temperature about 67 degrees. Also the home opener for the Royals. And on my way down to drive down here to broadcast this game, was tuning into that. And they were mentioning the wind. They were certainly not mistaken. It is very windy here And you can feel that on the drive down. You can feel that here sitting in the stand, sitting behind home plate as well. 0-1 pitch is behind the batter, so that will allow Curley to scamper over to second base. One down here in the first inning, and that is something I do have the capacity to show on your screen. Try to get that up there. There we go. The dot over on the right side signifying that out for you. Here's the pitch. It's up high. So Lothan going to go ahead. 2-1 now the count. We will be with you here for both games. Now I believe that means the 7 innings of game number 1, the full game number 2. Looked like a piece of debris. No, that was the umpire's little scorekeeper was dropped. Time was called. Here is the 2-1 pitch. That one's in there. Strike 2 looked off speed, found that outside edge. So 2-2 now to the Paola shortstop. Infield shading up the middle. Pitch upstairs. Runs the count full. Curley over on a second base, reached on an infield single, high chopper off the turf, then advanced on a wild pitch. That one bounced over to third base. Checks on the runner, firing over to first base and retiring Lathan. So got 2 down now. Cale Murdoch at the plate. Cleanup hitter starting at third base here for the Panthers today. Trying to put the Panthers up early. First pitch ran inside, and Murdoch trying to get around on it, couldn't. We hope you are enjoying high school baseball action wherever you may be watching this game from. Whether you're tuning in early before you leave work, whether you are at home dodging the wind today. That one also inside, bouncing just over the head of the pitcher. Tough play thrown past the first baseman. Collision over there at first, but more importantly, it is going to allow that first Paola run of the game to cross the plate. Curley scores, and the Panthers now lead this one 1-0. Again, apologies for the lack of kind of camera angles, kind of movement here. I am running this show completely solo for the time being. But I'm trying to keep this score bug underneath your screen updated and correct while we keep the cameras pointed at home. Colby Wheeler now at the plate, the catcher for the Panthers. And if my Twitter sources are to be believed, he is a future Washburn Ichabod. One of many players in a deep and talented Frontier League this season. I'll be jumping around covering Spring Hill, covering some Lewisburg, hopefully doing more than just this a single game for the Panthers too. We will head to a quick break, heading to the second inning. Your Panthers on top 1-0 over Fort Scott here on Paola Sports Live.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com. Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Paola and USD 368. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Paola, call 913-294-2110 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Planning for retirement, saving for your child's college fund, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you love. Edward Jones advisors Curtis Long and Monty Scher are here to help you every step of the way. Curtis and Monty work to discover each person's priorities, then individualize a plan to achieve those goals, sticking with their clients throughout their lives and always there to adjust when unexpected events occur. For over 100 years, folks have planned for their futures with Edward Jones. Plan for yours with advisors Curtis Long or Monty Scher in Paola.
Fredo up at the plate as we begin inning number 2. And it is Keaton Matlick back on the bump for the Panthers. Scoreless first inning. Did see traffic on the base paths, as I mentioned. Test 1 2.
I got you.
Okay, cool. We're live. So we got everything here working how it's supposed to now.
The infamous cameraman has arrived.
As we still got Matlick on the mound now, 1 down here. Let me try to reflect that on the score. Again, first baseball cast of the season, everyone, here on Paola Sports Live. So we appreciate you running with us. I mentioned the wind a factor. Was wondering if it would be a factor on the audio of this one. Decided not to plug in that ambient mic. I thought, all we're going to get is a whole lot of psh, psh. Oh. And the crowd was happy about that. They get off the hook. They can say anything they want today.
I've had no issues yet in terms of that.
Always interesting to hear the colorful commentary, not necessarily from us commentators, but my personal favorite are the offside soccer parents.
Ha! That's good comparison.
This is a full count pitch and swinging and missing. There for the second out. Fort Scott now. Looked like that was that number 5 that just struck out? Not in my copy of my lineup, which is my only copy of any information of any kind from Fort Scott.
Well, then, that's not good. But what is good is Matlick looks good, especially this inning, back-to-back strikeouts to start the second inning.
So I can confirm this is now Eli Kellogg up at the plate for Fort Scott, swinging and missing at that nasty off-speed pitch. That one dropping right down on the Fort Scott catcher. 1-1 now is up high. I think we do have a good angle, though, for you viewers behind the plate, a little bit off center, but of course, if you are dead center, then you become an umpire. You become screened by the umpire.
True that.
As that ball is flared up and out of play to the right side. Two and two now with two down. Panthers lead 1-0. Pushed across the run in the bottom half of the first.
And that's credit to Cale Murdoch not giving up on that play. Little high choppler just over the mound. Forced the second baseman to make a bad throw and got the RBI.
Yeah, I'm always interested. I did do a softball game here, one of them last season, but I'm a Johnson County guy, PA over there for baseball, for softball, and got a similar playing surface to this. Actually, it looks almost exactly the same. And it's very interesting to watch those bouncing balls, especially maybe younger players, younger infielders haven't played on the turf quite as much, as most of those youth fields tend to be a lot of grass, a whole lot of mud usually.
Yes.
Is what younger guys deal with.
That's basically what I dealt with when I was playing baseball. I didn't play on any turf. Good pitch.
Yeah, that one's in there. Full count strikeout. Couple of them that inning.
Strikes out the side in order.
That he does. We'll head to the bottom of the second here. Panthers coming up to bat. You are watching Paola Sports Live.
Happy birthday! Thank you.
Watch this. Call your dad from that phone.
So you pay for a phone line just to laugh at kids?
No, my internet company makes me pay for the phone. Might as well get something out of it.
That internet?
No bundling required. Visit gobrawley.com to learn more.
First Auction Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Paola and USD 368. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local community.
Keaton Matlick, the pitcher of record, or at least we expect him to be the pitcher of record, will lead off the bottom half of the second here for the Panthers.
See if the young pitcher can get himself some run support by himself, like starting a rally.
Would certainly love that. Begins this game batting sixth. In high school athletics, one of my favorite phenomenon is something that does kind of span across multiple sports. You get shortstops batting third. You get midfielders that really play every position in soccer. You get the point gods in basketball. Sometimes when you got a guy, you just got to let it ride.
Absolutely.
And almost always you see pitchers hitting at the high school level. That's because they're just some of the biggest baseball nuts on the team.
Very true.
Two-one pitch is outside.
Prime position here for Matlick to do some damage ahead in the count 3-1.
Gherkin up next, the Paola left fielder, as the Panthers moving through the order first time. Good take there on an aggressive swinging situation. Didn't get the pitch he wanted.
No, not a 3-1 curveball right there. That's not the pitch that Matlick certainly wasn't looking for. Got to protect now.
Full count, nobody down, way down low. So jog down to first base. Leadoff batter reaches for the Panthers.
Good start to the inning. Now they're going to have a courtesy for the pitcher. As you see this all the time in high school, you get courtesy runners for the hitter, for the pitcher and the catcher every time they reach base.
That's Logan out there on the first base for the Panthers. As I got to get these outs here. There are no outs in the inning. That now reflected accurately on your screen. So bunting situation possibly for Gherkin, instead pulls it back and takes strike one.
This is notorious for Paola baseball. When they get runners on, they like to safety squeeze a lot, more times than not.
And that can be especially effective early in the season when things just aren't quite as tight. Instead, though, that one rifled right up the middle, and it'll scoot the courtesy runner over to second. Still nobody out, and a rally brewing now for Paola.
Certainly the hardest hit ball of the day so far, just a laser beam right up the middle. Shortstop had no chance at that. Panthers with a big scoring opportunity right here with the first two on base.
And it looked like both infielders, both the shortstop and the second baseman, were kind of shading up the middle, but as you said, that ball was absolutely spanked up the gut. Martell now, this is an even more enticing bunting situation, puts down a pretty one, and everyone's going to be safe. That's a play the pitcher just has to make. No way the first baseman wants to be fielding a ball on the right side of the pitcher's mound, or the left side actually from our viewing angle, but
that was interesting to say the least, because well before the pitch was thrown, the first baseman came crashing hard and stopped about 10 feet from home plate, but the bunt was executed perfectly as the third baseman actually went back to cover the bag, so there was no chance at that. Now bases loaded, nobody out. Big, big opportunity for the Panthers here in the second.
Xander Meinig up, the 9-hole hitter, the center fielder, trying to do some damage. And that could be what we kind of mentioned, that early season, just players not knowing quite what to do, quite who is going to cover what zone there. And as you mentioned, it almost looked like the classic softball bunting defense where you just run in almost all the entire way.
But you think they would have the wheel play on. You think the shortstop would have covered third, but he went to cover second. So if all you had to do was just get it to the left side of the infield, and that was an easy hit.
That one bounced right off of home plate, and they're going to flip to the catcher to retire the runner at home. So the situation remains nearly identical now, just one down, still bases loaded, but the Panthers unable to score on the play.
A picture-perfect ground ball if you're Fort Scott right there. Just a little soft tapper right back to the pitcher. Easy play at the plate.
And actually, that chopper off the home plate can make it harder to field. That time it gave it that extra oomph it needed to get all the way to the pitcher. Lineup turns over. Here is J.D. Troutman. It is very 1920s Yankees, these first three hitters for Paola wearing number 1 and number 2 and number 3. I like that.
I like how you went with that.
Yeah. I don't know much about Yankees history. Definitely not a Yankees guy. I'm actually a Minnesota Twins guy myself. Shout out Twins today against the Royals. We'll check in on that score later. But they are dealing with the same wind we are. For us, it appears the wind is blowing from home plate towards left field. This one chopped up the middle, and an exchange made at second base. So Troutman awarded the RBI on the fielder's choice. 2 down now.
Yeah, just the ball not quite hit hard enough for Fort Scott to turn the double play. The Panthers will certainly take the RBI and double their lead to 2. The speed of Troutman made that play impossible to get the double play ball.
Well, you almost think that would have been a tough out even to just get him out at first with the way that ball just hangs in the air on these choppers off the turf. Here comes Curley up for the second time, batting from the left side. 2 down, runners at the corners. Panthers trying to add some more, have scored in each inning.
And if you're the Panthers, you certainly want to get more than one here after you had the bases loaded, nobody out.
Yep.
If you're Fort Scott, you want to limit the damage here. If you give up just 1 run, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself so far.
1-0 pitch on the way and inside and low.
Curley way ahead of here. 2-0 count. He may get the green light here on this 2-0 pitch if it's good enough for him.
A lot of space in the infield. I see just almost seems like Fort Scott are playing everyone up the middle.
That looked like an enticing pitch for Curley to hit, but he takes it. Still count in his favor, however.
Panthers being selective. Did open the inning with the walk. Here's the 2-1. It's bounced on the ground. Should be routine and is. So Curley retired, just 1 run for the Panthers, headed to the bottom of the top of the third. Excuse me. You are watching Panthers baseball on Paola Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Panther fans can find us at 310 North Hospital Drive in Paola or 913-294-3713. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Welcome back to Panther Baseball here on Paola Sports Live. No one down, and the top of the third inning.
See if Matlick can continue his strong performance. 2 shutout innings so far in this one, and heading this count 0-2.
Pounding that strike zone, getting the frame job from Wheeler, and quickly ahead of Ced Martin, the 9-hitter for Fort Scott, but missing upstairs on the 2-strike delivery. Martin strikes out. His first at-bat ends via the K. That's now 4 in a row, is it not?
Yes, it is. He struck out the side in order in the second, and now he strikes out the leadoff hitter in this inning. Matlick really efficient on the mound.
And wasn't quite as airtight back in that first inning, allowed the couple of runners as that lineup now does turn over. Spencer Goldston, the second baseman, at the plate. Oh, 0-1 goes to 0-2 on the foul ball.
And this is what you want to do as Coach Brummer likes this, likes what he's seeing. Very efficient strike throwing machine right now for Matlick, looking really good.
And you know what I was about to say, and when he's missing low. But
overthrew that one a little bit.
that one a little bit up high.
May have put a little too much juice behind that one. Little high.
Rearing back for the 2-strike pitch. We'll do it again now. 1-2 to Goldston.
Oh, man.
Got him with the bender downstairs.
Well, that was a nasty curveball right there, right to the back leg of Goldston. Nothing he could do. 5 strikeouts in a row now for Matlick.
So Clayton now, the third baseman, Chaden Clayton, is just trying to make some contact here. And to stop the momentum here, that should be routine. 4-3. Another great inning by Matlick. We're headed to the bottom of the third. Panthers lead it 2-0 here on Paola Sports Live.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Hunter Lothan stepping up to the plate for the Panthers, bottom of the third inning.
Apologize for the blurry screen on your screen right now. Just all of a sudden went blurry. Trying to fix it.
It's like the camera really wants to focus in on that fence. Make that.
There we go.
There we go. Now we're looking at what we want. And that pitch fouled off of the back leg of Lothan.
Seen a lot of choppers at the plate so far in these first 3 innings.
That we have, and that's something that has been tough on that Fort Scott defense. Not really errors, just those high chopping balls combined with the speed of the Paola hitters has made it tough on those infield singles.
And Lothan's eyes got big on that. That was a hanging curveball, but he swung a little too hard and swung over the top of it.
0-2 the count now. That one's upstairs. Lothan Murdoch and the catcher Wheeler due up this inning for the Panthers. Matt Lickwood follow them. That is a fly ball skied into center field and going to be caught, looked like about maybe 20 or 15 feet in front of that fence.
Yeah, Lothan put a little drive into that one. Of course, it helped with the wind too, pushing that ball towards center field, but just didn't quite get enough of it to put it over the outfield fence.
So Murdoch now steps up to the plate. Reached via an infield single in the bottom half of the first. Also actually collided with the Fort Scott first baseman on that play. And I think Murdoch, maybe 6'1", 6'2", maybe 220. That first baseman for Fort Scott. Maybe taller, but I would not want to be on that end of that collision over there. It was big contact.
Oh, I believe
big guy.
But no, Murdoch certainly has the weight advantage over that first baseman. That would not have been pleasant for that first baseman over there.
1-1, one down. Base is clear for the Paola cleanup man. This one bounced up the middle and through. 1 out single.
Perfectly placed base hit right up the gut. No chance for the middle infielders for the Tigers. Now the Panthers with a runner at first with 1 away.
Wheeler trying to move him around as the future Ichabod steps up for the second time. And we'll see if Panthers may consider bunting situations with 1 out. It's not unheard of.
No, not unheard of, especially for the Panthers, but this is part of the order where I will not necessarily like to see a bunt situation here. You got the middle of the order here. Probably won't see much bunting here.
And another off-speed pitch that was left upstairs, and I think you were right on it last time. The eyes just getting big on those plays.
Yeah, you see those all the time. You see them eye-level pitches, and your eyes just glow up thinking you're going to crush it, and you swing underneath it every time.
So 2-strike pitch now to Wheeler.
Ooh, that was a good pitch. Panthers got away with that one. That was a nice-looking breaking ball right there.
Yeah, that one was low and inside. It looked very close, both in terms of the height and how far outside it may or may not have been. 1-2, sliced foul over the Fort Scott dugout.
See if Wheeler can shorten up here and win this battle and try to get on base and start another rally.
Still 1-2. Still a 2-run Panther lead. This pitch is fouled straight back this time toward the JV field. It's actually the only game currently going at this facility. Only other times I've been here mentioned a couple times for softball a season ago. And this place was buzzing. Activity everywhere, every field, all the time. That's kind of what I was expecting, but still early in the season. Maybe softball possibly on the road today. This ball squirts through the legs of the catcher. And over to second will go Murdoch.
Free 90 feet for Murdoch there. Now an RBI situation for Wheeler here. Although he does have 2 strikes on him. Cannot be ultra aggressive on it. But now any base hit can score Murdoch from second base.
Especially a slow chopper through the middle, the kind of hit the Panthers have seemed to have in bunches today.
Massive lead at second base for Murdoch. They are not holding him on whatsoever.
Yeah, that's another one that maybe as the season continues and players get more confident in their positions, you see second baseman, shortstops kind of dancing around, running back to the base, but we're not seeing any of that from the Tigers really.
Oh, man. Ball's crushed.
Absolutely demolished.
It's gone.
So that'll double the Panther lead as Wheeler takes it yard.
Boy, Wheeler did not miss on that hanging breaking ball. He deposited that into the left center field out there, just to the left of the water tower. Panthers double their lead to 4-0.
Murdoch crossing the plate on the play. We said he was now in an RBI situation with 2 strikes. He did that with 2 strikes.
Oh, yeah. And I think that would have been out regardless of wind, but he put a charge into that one. The wind certainly helped it go further than it probably would have been if it was not windy, but I think it was a home run regardless. That ball was tattooed.
Yeah, it looked like if that one maybe straightened out, could have hit the water tower on a bounce. It was to left center field, kind of in between. We've got a light post and the very scenic water tower in the background. Doesn't quite make it into our camera shot.
Got a little coaches meeting out here at the pitcher's mound. Pitching coach comes out to talk to starting pitcher, try to settle his nerves back down after giving up that home run.
Yeah, to this point, Fort Scott was kind of just cruising along. Obviously, the Panthers scoring runs, but that single up the middle, that was a hard hit ball. We saw a low liner too, but a lot of those hits kind of the chopper variety, low contact sort of hits, but that one certainly was not.
No, certainly the last couple hits, like you said, the last 3 or so have been really hard hit balls.
So fresh count to Matlick, the pitcher for the Panthers.
And Matlick is certainly loving all this run support he is getting right now. 4 runs so far for the starting pitcher, Matlick.
Deloe remains on the bump for Fort Scott, evens the count at 1-1. And swings and misses. That low off-speed pitch working for both guys now.
It's probably the best pitch that the Fort Scott pitcher has thrown all game right there. breaking ball had a lot of bite on that and bit down underneath the bat of Matlick.
2 strikes, Deloy to Matlick, wild pitch. Something that's actually another commonality both pitchers sharing early. A couple balls skipping to the backstop.
Underneath that one.
Popped up. It's going to be the shortstop making the play.
Little adventurous there at the end with this wind. The ball kind of blew back towards second base. The shortstop had to make an adjustment to get to that, but he made it beautifully.
Yeah, Cal Cousins making it look easy, and that's why you get put at shortstop, because you just make defense look easy.
Your best athlete normally is at shortstop or center field. Normally your best athletes be at those positions.
Kirkin up, batting from the left side, 2 down, nobody on for the Panthers, who have struck twice via the 2-run homer by Wheeler earlier in the third. That one low and outside as the wind continues to rumble.
Umpire needs some new balls as he yells into the Panther dugout to give him 4 new ones the next stoppage.
That's what happens when you crush them over the fence.
Right.
The 1-1 outside. Gherkin starting this one in left field. Lanky outfielder, no batting gloves.
Old school. Nice pitch there.
Yeah, that evens the count 2-2. That one by Deloy, kind of leaving those ones outside. That one creeping a little closer into the strike zone makes it enticing. And that's more typical. That's what we've seen missing that spot with that same pitch. Runs the count full with 2 down here in the third. Full count upstairs. So Gherkin to first.
Good at bat there for Gherkin. Fell behind 1 and 2, but worked to walk to keep this inning going.
So Johnson Martell now up. First baseman also batting from that left side. Righty to lefty. Down and in for ball 1. Deloy checks the runner, comes home, and it's tapped foul in front of the plate.
I think that one came up and hit the batter in the batter's box there. That's why it was a foul ball.
Now, one thing I think is interesting, mentioned my experience not playing, but just watching baseball on the turf at Johnson County Community College. Their players are not allowed to wear metal spikes on their turf.
No.
Now, I see every player on the field right now is wearing metal spikes on what appears to be very similar, if not the same turf.
Yeah, you normally don't want to wear those metal cleats on these turfs. That'll tear up the turf quicker than you can scratch your nose at, but must be different style turf, I guess.
2-strike pitch, swung on and missed, but the Panthers add 2 more. Big booming 2-run shot by Wheeler. We're headed to the 4th. It's 4-0 Panthers on Paola Sports Live.
Number 1, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us. one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health, because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Back for the first pitch of the fourth inning as Lennox Vaughn steps up, the designated hitter in the 3 spot for Fort Scott.
And man, you can't ask for a better outing so far for Matlick. His strike throwing efficiency is really, really on point, getting way ahead of hitters every time he's out there.
Quickly 0-2 ahead of Vaughn and tried to pump strike 3 right past him. That fastball certainly very much in the zone for an 0-2 pitch, but why not go to it when you think you can gas up the hitter? Just fouled it off.
Absolutely, and that was a good pitch by Matlick. Really sawed off the hands of the hitter. Oh.
Speed him up, and then you slow him down with the bender out in front, waving at it, and down goes Vaughn for the first out.
6 strikeouts in the last 7 hitters for Matlick.
My goodness. Caden Young now, the right fielder, stepping in from the right side. Fort Scott traveling north for this matchup. I personally traveled south. And that one is crushed out to left center field. It is going to 2-hop off the wall. So a big time double for Young, pulls in at second base with just 1 down.
And he could have very easily had 3 there as the ball oversailed the cutoff man there. Mistake for the Panthers, but Young was committed to stay at second base. Now a scoring threat for the Tigers.
Now I think that ball was way up high. That pitch might have been out of the strike zone. But the pretty short Caden Young at the plate reaching up for it and just pounding that ball into the gap.
He got on top of that one, that's for sure. Certainly the hardest hit ball that Fort Scott's had in this game so far.
Cody Wilson now steps up, center fielder. The first scoring threat for Fort Scott.
Little tardy on that one.
That one was up high, just couldn't lay off it, could Wilson. That looks back, now delivers, and he just got fastball speed right now on Wilson. No reason to go away from it.
Absolutely not. You do not want to speed his bat up here. He's behind on the fastball. Just keep pumping that fastball in there until he proves he can catch up to it.
And you know, as a former high school baseball player who also played other sports, coming into baseball season late, I sympathize with that at bat right there. Sometimes at the beginning of the year, you just get gassed up by someone throwing hard, and that is what happened that time to Wilson.
And then that last pitch was just dirty, just low fastball right at the knees. Nothing Wilson can do there.
Changing the eye level now, 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
Matlick really piling up the strikeouts. I don't know how many strikeouts he had in the first inning, but he's had 7 in the last 2 and 2/3 innings.
So 2 down. That one is popped up in foul territory, pursued, and in the end kind of overran. Think that one got stuck in that whirlwind. Martell unable to make the grab, first baseman.
Oh, there's no question. The wind kept that ball in play, and then it was kept pushing the ball towards fair territory. Really adventurous for infielders on pop-ups today. He's prime example right there.
Lafredo, lanky first baseman, stepping in from the right side. 1-1 the count. Really tall guy, but that pitch going to be upstairs on anyone.
What a snag by Wheeler there.
It was.
Man.
You do, of course, have the runner on second base now for Fort Scott, so that's important. 2-1 pitch is grounded to third. Hot shot and snared. Throw on to first. Nice little stretch and the out. So Matlick able to stay clean through 4. Headed to the bottom half, Panthers do lead it 4-0. You are watching Paola Sports Live.
Farm Bureau has been a proud supporter of the Paola Panthers for more than 20 years. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Agent Rusty Walters and his team of Alicia Shea, Maria Dirty, and Brett Fisher take pride in the relationships they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, contact Rusty, Alicia, Maria, or Brett at 913-294-2737. Bringing the law to your corner. That's Hartley Law Group. Attorney Jerry Hartley and her staff are dedicated to working for the results you want and to help you determine what actions you can take. Specializing in criminal defense, family law, guardianship and adoption, estate planning, probate, and trust litigation. To learn more, call 913-294-4512 or visit HartleyLawGroupLLC.com. The choice of a law firm and attorney are important decisions and should not be based solely on advertisements or websites.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health, advanced healthcare.
Bottom half of inning number 4, Panthers coming up to bat against a new pitcher for Fort Scott, number 10, Hayden Harris. Into the contest. First pitch is going to be laced over the head of the third baseman, and we'll see if this is going to be stretched into a double. It will be. Heads up base running by Xander Meinig. 9-hitter getting it done, getting the rally started, setting the table as the lineup flips over. No one down, inning number 4.
Good base running, like you said, from Meinig. That ball was not hit all that hard, just a little flare over the third baseman. Long run for the left fielder to come to that. Had no chance to get Meinig at second base for the leadoff double.
So Troutman back up there from the right side. Stickers adorning his black helmet. Showing bunt here and then pulling it back, taking strike 1.
Now here is your classic bunt situation. You got your 9-hole hitter at second base, and now your leadoff hitter at the plate. Normally a contact guy. This would be a prime example of bunt right here.
First base playing in third base, also in not quite as much though.
Swinging away though on that one.
0-1 pitch fouled back. I believe this is now an 0-2 count.
Yes, it is, because the first pitch was called a strike.
Doing our best to keep it accurate here. Of course, we do not have the scoreboard on your screen. But that is now correct. And that is taken for strike 3 by Troutman. Fruitless AB back to the dugout.
A tough at bat there for Troutman. Not what you want to do normally. Have the leadoff double. Object goal obviously is to get the runner in, but at the very least you got to get him over to third base. Can't strike out in that situation.
So Curley now batting. Also has a number of stickers on his lid. That's something I've seen for football. I'm not sure I've seen that used for, and I'm not, I don't have any inside knowledge. I don't know if it's for a specific reason or to designate achievements as it sometimes is used in football, but I like the concept.
Yeah, I have no idea what it would be for either. It has to be some sort of accomplishments. Like I said, football does that, and that's all I've seen it before.
There's his pitch is in there. He's attacking the zone early in his outing.
Yeah, Harris looks good on the mound out there. Gave up that leadoff double, but has really thrown strikes the last 4 or 5 pitches.
Curley down 0-2 now. And puts that one foul over the home dugout.
See if Curley can put some contact on and in play and try to get that runner to third base.
If you're just joining us, Matlick working on a really nice outing on the mound for the Panthers. Scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and then a towering 2-run homer in the third inning. That's how we got to 4-0.
Really close pitch on that last one. Good take from Curley.
1-2 now the count to the right fielder. That one is popped up pretty deep to the left fielder, who makes the catch.
Yeah, just a ordinary fly ball there. Wind aided a little bit to carry it further than it would have been, but good bounce back from Harris here after the leadoff double, getting the next two hitters, and still Miney gets second base now with 2 outs.
Lothan stepping up. Arm sleeve on the right side for the shortstop. Keep that throwing arm nice and warm on days like today.
I think time was called first, wasn't it? The base umpire called a balk, but home plate umpire called time first. So you got to send Miney back to second base. Surely you got to do that. Yes, then the correct call has been made. He's going to go back to second base.
And that's a good spot there. I will be open and honest. You know, I grew up a baseball player. I interned for the Cape Cod Baseball League. I've done tons of baseball. I still can't tell when they do a balk or when something like that happens on the mound. So that is I think it's maybe because I was never a pitcher myself. I just don't understand the footwork or the exact nature of what you can and can't do. But something did look funky there. But as you said, time was awarded before the play. And in the end, after all that trouble, all that debate, if the runner would be on third base, the count goes to 1-0 on the first pitch ball. Runner scampers over to third.
Yeah, and kudos to the umpires for getting that call right. It takes a real trained eye from the base umpire to see a balk. I mean, it's very, very minuscule at times, but they're on it when there is one normally.
Lothan stepping in now. 1-0 the count. Takes it down the pipe for strike one. Wind continuing to swirl here in Paola. Pretty overcast evening. But based on my sources, we should be avoiding rain here tonight. Of course, a little rain would not stop the game. It would, however, very likely shut down our broadcast, unfortunately.
Yes, because we don't have no protection for it.
That's right. Hoping, of course, that doesn't happen, and thinking that it will not.
I don't think it'll happen either. I think overnight is when that rain's supposed to come in. So I think we're in the clear for tonight.
3-1 the count to Lothan, who chops one back foul.
See if Lothan can win this battle and get that 5th run in with a base hit here.
Full count, 2 down, bottom of the 4th. The Panthers already lead by 4. Trying to add one more, and Lothan puts a charge into that ball. Deep into right field, but it is caught. He is retired, and we will head to the 5th with the Panthers leading by that score of 4-0.
Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Paola and USD 368. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Paola, call 913-294-2110 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Planning for retirement, saving for your child's college fund, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you love. Edward Jones advisors Curtis Long and Monty Scher are here to help you every step of the way. Curtis and Monty work to discover each person's priorities, then individualize a plan to achieve those goals. Sticking with their clients throughout their lives and always there to adjust when unexpected events occur. For over 100 years, folks have planned for their futures with Edward Jones. Plan for yours with advisors Curtis Long or Monty Scher in Paola.
Fifth inning now from Paola. You are watching Paola Sports Live. 1-0 count here to our mystery batsman for Fort Scott. And I say that because I have the full Fort Scott roster and all the substitutes, and I do not have a number 5. I still don't. Didn't before, and that didn't change. So what I have in my lineup as the Fort Scott player there is retired. Number 13, Cal Cousins, the shortstop, was in the lineup slot I was given. You know, sometimes players will forget that jersey at home. Sometimes any number of things can happen when you make a slightly longer trip as a high school baseball team. This is Eli Kellogg, who started the game behind the plate for Fort Scott. 1 down here in inning number 5 as I try to get that all reflected on your screen. That pitch was down low. And get that classic dialogue between the catcher and the umpire. Did that one clip you? You okay, man? And that every catcher 8th grade on up knows how to handle those interactions.
Absolutely. Show of gamesmanship there.
I think that's one of the best parts about this angle is that you capture all those interactions. That ball also getting past the Paola catcher. It is Wheeler behind the plate who homered earlier in this game, a 2-run shot, a big one. Three-one pitch on the way was tapped in front of home plate by Kellogg.
And it's just gone final in Kauffman Stadium. For you Royals fans out there, did not end well for us today. Lost 2-0 to the Twinkies. Minnesota Twins.
There we go. So a full count walk will mean 1 on and 1 out, with Ced Martin stepping up to the plate. Alex Smith and Caleb Butler here with you on Paola Sports Live, home of the Panthers. It'll be kind of by committee here in the spring for Paola. I'm hoping to, I know for a fact I'll be doing a couple of girls' soccer games for the Panthers. Very excited for that opportunity.
Absolutely.
That's typically kind of my A sport in the spring and the fall. But I do love baseball and softball as well. A couple of matchups. I know I've seen one actually on my Spring Hill schedule where the visiting team is Paola. So I love to get that crossover action later in the season. Actually know some players from both rosters. You get to the game and you feel really good about yourself.
Absolutely. I know that feeling.
Yes.
I did radio for 5 years, and
yes.
I did some PA for the high school here for a few years, so I know all about those, knowing all those roster players. It's like, oh, this is so much better, knowing who's who.
It really adds up. It really does add up. And that's one thing that I actually started enjoying about coming down to the high school game from JUCO. In junior college, you never get that year to year because people stay there for 1 year, 2 years, they're gone. That's
transfer
it.
out. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But even in high school, of course, you get a lot of players that do break into the varsity program from young ages, especially standout athletes. Will play 3 or 4 seasons. And pretty much very few exceptions to that, especially at a 4 or 5A level like the Frontier League is. A conference at the mound. Uncharacteristic lack of control here in the 5th inning by Matlick so far. Pounds the zone there to even the count 2-2.
And usually later on in these games, you obviously get more winded and it's harder to stay concentrated a little more. Just a little bit off in this inning. No harm, no foul as of yet.
Was also told that all of the games are tracked on an app called Game Changer. And so
yes.
that is something that I tried to sign up for. And that is mandated by Keisha. That has to do with the pitcher's pitch counts. That's what the information I was given. This is an interesting situation.
It's a double play.
Strike him out, throw him out, as that third strike bounced in there. And Wheeler was able to fire on for the double play. Bottom of the 5th inning we go. Panthers still leading 4-0.
What are you doing? You're supposed to be working on your schoolwork.
Oh, well, it's raining, so we don't have internet.
Not anymore. I just signed us up for Go Brawley.
I hate Go Brawley. I miss satellite internet.
Go Brawley. You'll love us, but your kids might not. Call us today at 913-837-4678.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Paola and USD 368. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Paola, call 913-294-2110 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Retirement, saving for your child's college fund, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you love. Edward Jones advisors Curtis Long and Monty Scher are here to help you every step of the way. Curtis and Monty work to discover each person's priorities, then individualize a plan to achieve those goals, sticking with their clients throughout their lives and always there to adjust when unexpected events occur. For over 100 years, folks have planned for their futures with Edward Jones. Plan for yours with advisors Curtis Long or Monty Scher in Paola.
Cale Murdoch will lead off for the Panthers here. Bottom of the 5th, about to say top, but Panthers are home in this one.
You haven't broadcasted in a little while. I got to get those blah, blah, blahs out of there.
Blah, blah, blah. It's actually been 7 years since the last time I broadcasted a baseball game in its entirety.
There you go.
And that's just kind of an odd one for me. That was the Cape Cod Baseball League, as I was kind of alluding to earlier. That was an internship that I had in college. And I'm a Boston University guy. Hockey is big out east where I went to school. But there is no baseball and there is no football at Boston University. And those are, therefore, the two sports that I essentially don't have a whole lot of experience broadcasting. I did do plenty of softball, and like I said, it's, same game style, same commentary, but in softball, in between pitches, they throw it back to the mound so fast, there's no time to say blah, blah, blah between pitches. You can't, no time to think, no time to mess up.
Yeah, good old BU, definitely notorious for hockey.
Oh, certainly are. They are
certainly a powerhouse every year.
Currently in the Frozen Four against my home state of Minnesota, so that's a interesting one to watch on my parents' living room. That ball was a threat to some of the Fort Scott fans that are back there.
He was ready for it. He just dropped it.
Yep.
Right in his breadbasket, right in his chair, and he dropped it. Rats.
So 2-2 the count. No one down here, 5th inning, as Murdoch is the batter. One lace to the shortstop, 2 hops, stands up, and fires on to first for the out. It's a nice pickup on the other end of that play as well.
Little tailor-made ground ball out there for the Tigers.
So Wheeler up to bat now in the 5th. He homered a 2-run shot back in inning number 3. That doubled the Panthers' lead. That 4th inning was the first inning in which Paola did not score. First pitch got away from Hayden Harris, second pitcher used by Fort Scott in this first game of the doubleheader.
Certainly released that ball quicker than he wanted to.
1-0 pitch is in there, swung on and missed.
Wheeler was going for his second home run right there with that uppercut swing. Just underneath it.
Home run traveled out of the park to the left center part of the field. That is 330 to both foul poles here at the home of the Panthers, and it looks just about even, and it says 380 there in center.
Yeah, it was a good 350 plus feet, I'm sure.
That one tapped straight back off the fencing.
And when we say that ball was crushed, it was absolutely crushed.
Jumped off the bat, and everyone in both dugouts knew what the outcome was as soon as he hit it. It's a good pitch there by Harris. Just missed low, runs the count full with one down.
And Wheeler being a catcher, he should know what the strike zone normally would be. Got him.
Swings and misses at the heater, Hayden Harris.
A rare. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead.
nice battle there against a hitter. I believe that Wheeler also reached in his other at bat too.
That's a rare strikeout for a Panthers hitter in this one so far. It's the first one I can remember.
Yeah, Paola's certainly been swinging a hot stick here in game one. As Harris reaches back, guns one past Matlick, remaining in the game as the pitcher. Now I believe is the pitcher of record, it's accurate to say.
Yes, halfway through, he is the pitcher of record.
So yeah, how does that work in a 7-inning game, by the way?
I think it's still 5. I think it's still 5, and he's gone through 5 scoreless,
Right.
so he is on record. Just like the pros, it's 5 innings, even though it's just a 7-inning game.
Always interested to find the rules. I'm someone who came in to broadcast my first Kansas high school basketball game, and I didn't know how the fouls worked, how they didn't reset fouls when they go to a new quarter, and I'm always glad to learn something new, even at risk of looking a little silly on the air.
Hey, we're learning along right there with you.
Exactly.
You learn something new every day you're on broadcast. Always something new. You may not know it, but you always learn something new.
Matlick 0-2. The count leaves that one upstairs.
And Harris has been pretty sharp for the Tigers since he's coming in relief the last 2 innings. Gave up that leadoff double, but has retired the next 5.
1-2 now. Harris to Matlick. That one tapped foul down the third base side. And that's something that can come as a little bit of a surprise. Oftentimes, I have been around the game of both baseball and softball to know in these doubleheader situations, your game one pitcher gets tagged. Sometimes you just sub him out, get someone in there just to soak up the damage, eat those innings. But Harris kind of doing the opposite, really came in and locked things up since he's been in the game. That one off speed, bouncing to the catcher. 2's all over the scoreboard now. That one's low, another full count.
Panthers have been pretty patient up there at times. They have had a lot of full counts. They've won majority of these battles. See if Matlick can win this one.
3-2 with 2 down here in the 5th. The pitch misses just outside.
Oh, that was close. Must have been just off the plate to the outside. That was really, really close.
And so we're going to have another courtesy runner for Matlick.
It's Jasper Logan once again.
Takes his spot over at first base as Gherkin comes up to bat the left fielder.
Wind just whipping.
It absolutely is. Was about to make that comment. You beat me to the punch. I would say the worst of the wind was actually before the game. I thought it was going to be even worse than it actually has ended up being. And also, I will say, there's a trash can that's now being supported by my equipment bags. This was also a beginning of the game thing, beginning of my setup. No one had gotten here yet. No one threw any trash in the garbage. That trash can was blowing over and over again. It was tipping over. And that was something I thought was going to just plague us throughout the game. But get some fans, get some garbage in the garbage can, and wind dies down a little bit. Perfect for baseball.
That's it. And it always seems to be that way. You come up here, there's nothing blocking any wind whatsoever. It's
right.
open area. It's so windy or whatever before the game, and then right as the game time hits, it like calms down. Just a calmness comes over the air. It's like does Mother Nature know a game's going on? It just shuts everything down.
Seemed like it, at least at the beginning of this one. Gherkin ahead 3-0 as Harris is struggling with control kind of for the first time since he entered this one. Logan back, sliding, diving into first base. Just a short lead for the courtesy runner. 3-0 pitch came inside, and back-to-back 2-out walks now for Harris.
And then here comes another conversation on the mound. Looks like they may make a pitching change here, maybe. I wouldn't think so.
Would be tough to use 3 in game number 1. We will step away for just a moment. You are watching Panthers baseball here on Paola Sports Live.
Bringing the law to your corner. That's Hartley Law Group. Attorney Jerry Hartley and her staff are dedicated to working for the results you want and to help you determine what actions you can take. Specializing in criminal defense, family law, guardianship and adoption, estate planning, probate, and trust litigation. To learn more, call 913-294-4512 or visit HartleyLawGroupLLC.com. The choice of a law firm and attorney are important decisions and should not be based solely on advertisements or websites.
Up your lawn care.
All right, after the mound visit, we are back. The Panthers got some Martell batting. Courtesy runner Logan on second base after the Matlick walk. Gherkin also walked. He is on first base, or leading off, just off the bag. Swinging and missing is Martell at strike number 2.
And that mound visit has really helped Harris with 2 straight strikes after walking the last 2 hitters.
2 down, last chance of this 5th inning. For Martell, swings and misses. So Harris responds with a big 3-pitch punch out. We are headed to the 6th on Paola Sports Live.
Number one, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
Health. We perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Matlick continuing to work for Paola as we are currently in inning number 6. Top half of it between the Fort Scott Tigers and the Paola Panthers. This is just game number 1. Game number 2, both scheduled 7 innings. We will be carrying that on this very same live stream on our network.
Be interesting to see who the Panthers use in game 2 for the starting pitcher. But Matlick has been sensational in this game.
And so often at this level of the game, or pretty much any non-professional level, those doubleheaders get very interesting when you can just roll out your kind of your A team and your A lineup in game number 1, and then kind of move your pitcher to that DH spot maybe if he's a good hitter, and then suddenly not just the pitcher but also some of your position players shift around and things look a lot different. That can really affect a team a whole lot more than just, professional baseball players where you just roll out 9 guys and see what happens.
Absolutely. Good pitch. Got him.
That was absolute filth to the leadoff hitter, Spencer Goldston, down on strikes for the second time in this game.
Boy, Matlick has to be closing. He's got to be close to 10 strikeouts in this game. He's got at least 8 that I've counted.
And again, stats are not 100% official. That's something I usually say for baseball, or basketball rather, but I think you can be much more confident about your strikeout count than, piling up 18 or 20 points by the third quarter.
Absolutely.
Something that the game of baseball has always had going for it, that strong statistical record. As a 1-1 pitch is taken down low by Chayton Clayton, third baseman for Fort Scott. 2-1 now the count with just 1 down. Make it 3-1, Matlick to Clayton. And the pitch foul tipped into the glove of Wheeler. Runs the count full.
Yeah, Matlick didn't hold back on that, just reached back and fired that fastball right in there for the swing and a foul tip. Got him.
Yeah, didn't even need that. Had the low in the strike zone location on strike 2, but strike 3 was all gas. Right down the center of the zone. Just blew it by the hitter.
Can he get his second 3-up, 3-down strikeout the side inning of this game?
Lennox Vaughn has been retired via the K a couple of times already. Batting in the 3 spot for Fort Scott has been frustrated in this one.
There's only been 1 hard hit ball all game for the Tigers in this one. That was that 1-out double a couple innings ago.
That one tapped foul to the first base side. As Matlick needing just 4 more outs for the complete game victory here in game number 1.
Waiting for the Tigers to retrieve that foul ball down the right field line.
2-1 pitch bounces past the catcher, running it to 3-1. Clayton now with the count in his favor, standing in. And the pitch almost hit him upstairs.
It's a rare walk from Matlick in this game. Fell behind the previous hitter 3-1, came back to strike out last year, but did not come back to strike out that one. And now here comes Brummer, Coach Brummer, out to talk with Matlick.
Yeah, it is a 4-0 lead for the Panthers, but that can change very quickly with Lennox Vaughn on first base. Entire infield will converge to talk it over. We will step away. You are watching Panthers baseball here on Paola Sports Live.
Happy birthday! Thank you.
Watch this. Call your dad from that phone.
So you pay for a phone line just to laugh at kids?
No, my internet company makes me pay for the phone. Might as well get something out of it.
That internet?
No bundling required. Visit GoBrawly.com to learn more.
Caden Young now batting, the right fielder for the Tigers of Fort Scott. Taking down low.
This very potentially could be the last inning for Matlick if he tends to struggle. We'll see what happens here. He falls behind 2-0.
Couple of balls, and you see him muttering to himself there. Does have 2 outs, so can bounce back with a nice pitch here. as Young is ahead again, the count 2-0 to the cleanup hitter and the right fielder for Fort Scott.
And back when I played baseball, I always hated a left-handed pitcher being a runner on first base because you could not get off that base because he could just fire right over there at any point in time. I always hated facing a lefty when it comes to running the bases.
And you got to be extra careful now, do you, if you are Lennox Vaughn, because of the situation. That one popped up into left field. Long run, and it's going to drop. 2 bounces off the wall. Lennox Vaughn rounding third, gets the stop sign and ran right through it. But wisely decides to retreat there at the end of the play. And back into third base, and that means Matlick still has not allowed a run, but is under major threat here with 2 outs in the 6th.
And the Panthers are going to make a pitching change here. That's going to be it for Matlick. He was sensational today. 5 2/3 scoreless so far. Those 2 runs on those 2 base runners are charged to him if they're able to score.
So as you said, Matlick is replaced. Looks like he will be staying in the game, though, defensively.
I bet he goes to first base.
Yeah, Lothan is in the game to pitch to close things out here for the Panthers. We'll be back after his warm-ups right after this.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Panther fans can find us at 310 North Hospital Drive in Paola or 913-294-3713. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net. Planning for retirement, saving for your child's college fund, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you love. Edward Jones advisors Curtis Long and Monty Scher are here to help you every step of the way. Curtis and Monty work to discover each person's priorities, then individualize a plan to achieve those goals, sticking with their clients throughout their lives and always there to adjust when unexpected events occur. For over 100 years, folks have planned for their futures with Edward Jones. Plan for yours with advisors Curtis Long or Monty Scher in Paola.
Up your lawn care game at Her.
Lothan in a big spot now for the Panthers. They lead it 4-0 with 2 down here in the 6th. The top part of the 6th as Cody Wilson, the center fielder for Fort Scott, bats with runners on 2nd and 3rd. These runs would be charged to Matlick, who ends his game number 1 with the 5 2/3 innings, a number of strikeouts. I believe, did we end with at least 8? Was the
I got at least 9.
At least 9.
At least 9.
Possibly up to 10 or 11 as we were slow to get going out of the chute in this one. Some difficulties with our setup, but we've got you now parked here enjoying baseball at the home of the Paola Panthers on a very windy evening.
Windy, but very mild.
Lothan
It's gonna be a
in
tough
the
play.
strike zone. Yeah, charging is the third baseman. Gets it over to first. And the Panthers escape the jam. And Lothan gets out of the 6th inning. It is 4-0 Panthers. You are watching Paola Sports Live.
There's a push, and it is a touchdown, Lewisburg.
I'm so sick of this.
I saw a Go Brawley truck in front of Bob's.
Go Brawley. No buffering allowed. Visit gobrawley.com today.
Yes! Yes! You two really need to get Go Brawley.
Bringing the law to your corner. That's Hartley Law Group. Attorney Jerry Hartley and her staff are dedicated to working for the results you want and to help you determine what actions you can take. specializing in criminal defense, family law, guardianship and adoption, estate planning, probate, and trust litigation. To learn more, call 913-294-4512 or visit HartleyLawGroupLLC.com. The choice of a law firm and attorney are important decisions and should not be based solely on advertisements or websites.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
Bottom of the sixth here on Paola Sports Live, with the Panthers leading 4-0. Getting out of the jam in the top half was really the first big-time scoring threat for the Tigers in this game. Xander Meinig, the center fielder, is leading things off. Started the game in the 9 spot. And I don't believe we had any lineup changes relating to that pitching change, I think, because all 9 players who were in the game remained the same.
Smoke to left.
And overran by the left fielder. That'll give Meinig an extra base, sliding in head first at second.
And now we're in the same spot as we were a couple innings ago, where Meinig had a leadoff double in the 4th. He did not score in the 4th inning. This time it's a leadoff single and advanced to second on the air by the left fielder. See if J.D. Troutman can make up for his strikeout in this situation a couple innings ago.
An easy way to do that would be moving him over with the bunt. We'll see if that is the call here. Already leading by 4. That could change things maybe a little bit.
Every run matters, especially in high school. You never know. You never know in high school.
Things can unravel in a hurry.
Flip like that.
Yes, they can. Clean count to Troutman, the leadoff hitter for Paola, also the second baseman.
Well, that first baseman continues to crash hard well before the pitch was even thrown.
And everyone on this Fort Scott defense kind of showing their hand early. The third baseman charging in, shortstop over to cover third base. And there's going to be bases open when they field this bunt. Just a question of which bases are open. Pitch was high and bunted foul by Troutman.
Just couldn't quite get on top of that one enough to keep it fair. Bounced it foul. Just one strike, though, however.
Yeah, that's not necessarily an amazing pitch there by Harris in a typical situation, but when you're facing a guy that wants to bunt, that's about as good as you can do. Maybe throw off speed at the top of the zone, but that can be just hard for most young pitchers to control that. Troutman down 0-1. Nobody out, squares to bunt again, takes up high.
And the hardest the hardest pitch to bunt for a baseball player is that fastball up.
Right.
You just can't get that bat up quick enough. You throw an off-speed pitch, that's exactly what the batter's looking for. Then you just plop it right down. So that's why there's been a lot of high fastballs in this count, or in this at bat right here, forcing Troutman to get on top of it.
First one close enough to the zone, got Troutman to foul it off. Second one up high. Third one is identical to number 2. So a 2-1 count now, bottom of the 6th. Panthers trying to cash in another, already leading 4-0, no one out.
And I'm getting nervous for this first baseman for the Tigers here.
Me too.
It could very easily just pull that back and just bam, and then it's no time to react whatsoever. That's the closest I've ever seen a first baseman crash on a bunt attempt.
And taking strike 2 all the way there was Troutman. That one painting the low and inside corner. And Lafredo all the way back to the typical first base position now with the count 2-2. That pitch inside, but gets just enough of the zone to send Troutman back to the dugout.
That's the second at bat in a row that Troutman has failed to get Meinig over to third base. Both times have struck out looking.
So Curley will try to do what Troutman could not. the left fielder operating out of the 2 spot for Paola. First pitch to him, almost the exact same spot. A pitch that comes inside to the righty Troutman is on the outside corner to Curley.
And he was in this spot in the 4th inning as well, and he flied to left in this situation last time.
Who needs an official score? Got the mind of Kay Butler over here.
Is what it is, man. I've seen a lot of baseball. There's been a lot of baseball up in this now, in this brain of what's there.
1-1. Harris to Curley. The pitch is tapped foul in front of the Paola dugout.
And another 2-strike count for a Panther hitter. Just need to shorten up and put the ball in play and force Fort Scott to make a play.
Cloudy atmosphere has been that way really since this game started, but the lights have been on now a couple innings.
That's going to drop.
That one sliced into left field, gets down, and the left fielder falls down as well.
Play at second, got him.
So we got an out recorded at second base. That is the second out of the inning, but a Panther run does come across and score. Meinig crossing home plate after doubling earlier.
And even though Curley got thrown out at second base, Coach Brummer's very, very pleased with that at bat. Shortened up, blopped it into left field for the RBI. Unfortunately got thrown out at second, but you'll take a run for an out any day of the week.
Yeah, Fort Scott left fielder Ced Martin looked like overran that ball and then took a seat, but unlike what we've seen most of the time on this turf, that ball did not kind of skip past him and roll to the wall. It kind of died because of the trajectory there, which was the reason that Curley was gunned down.
And the one oddity about these fields are the infield is turf. The outfield is actual grass.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes, the outfield is actual grass.
That is very interesting. See, I've been walking around the infield. I've been asking the coaches for – I didn't even go out there. Now that I'm looking out there, you can kind of see the difference, almost a color shade lighter than the turf it looks like.
And then you can see the top of the outfield grass. Just
right.
On the turf, you can just see the top of the grass. But, yeah, that's actual grass in the outfield. Just turf infield.
So infield plays fast. The outfield may not, depending on, groundskeeper specifications perhaps.
Exactly.
2-2 was the count before that pitch, pushes it to 3-2. That inner half strike has been there, but not to Lothan that time. Nobody on, full count, 2 down, bottom of the 6th for the Panthers. And the pitch is left upstairs. It's going to be a 2-out walk for Lothan.
And that's good job by Lothan to hold off the swing there. They appealed down to first, but that was clearly a check swing in time by Lothan. Really good at bat there to force a walk and get the big boy Cale Murdoch up there.
So Murdoch with the runner on first base. And Lothan is not going to be lifted for a pinch runner despite currently being the active pitcher for the Panthers.
That's kind of surprising. You normally see that every time the pitcher or catcher gets on base. Not this time, though. Maybe, maybe Coach Brummer's got a closer coming in for the last inning.
Well, and it makes sense, to just pinch run for the pitcher. But it's just odd to me. Obviously, Lothan coming into pitch from the shortstop position as ball 2 bounces into the catcher. And, he was running before. He's the same guy still. He's the same athlete. And so if you believe in that athleticism, if you believe in that ability that's going to put him at shortstop, put him in the number 3 spot of the batting order, then why not just let him leg it out?
Why not?
This ball is laced up the middle, sliding stop at short, and thrown over to first for the out. Impressive play there by the Fort Scott shortstop, Cal Cousins. We are headed to the top of the 7th. You are watching Paola Sports Live.
Planning for retirement, saving for your child's college fund, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you love. Edward Jones advisors Curtis Long and Monty Scher are here to help you every step of the way. Curtis and Monty work to discover each person's priorities, then individualize a plan to achieve those goals, sticking with their clients throughout their lives and always there to adjust when unexpected events occur. For over 100 years, folks have planned for their futures with Edward Jones. Plan for yours with advisors Curtis Long or Monty Scher in Paola. 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
So Lafredo leading off the top of the 7th inning for Fort Scott. 5-0 lead for your Panthers. Most of it happened early. It was 4-0 after the 2-run blast in the 3rd inning by Wheeler. And then a couple of quiet middle frames before Lothan was brought in relief in that 6th inning. And has been effective so far.
Way ahead 0-2 here.
That one tapped to third base on one hop. It sails way over the first baseman's head. And over to second base goes Lafredo.
Yeah, it's a mistake by Murdoch there. Thought he had less time than he had, and he threw that ball quicker than he needed to, and it's a 2-base error. Not the way you want to start the 7th, leading by 5.
Yeah, I think despite the hang time of that chopper there, that's kind of what allowed Murdoch to get in his own head about that play. Think of how much time am I going to have? Where am I going with this baseball? And
you even see that at the pro level too.
Yes,
those high choppers, they just get anxious to get the ball, and then they fire it, and then they're like, uh-oh. And before you know it, it's an error, and it's going to cost you another base. Here's that mysterious number 5, but I'm pretty sure it's Cal Cousins.
Yes, yeah, so we do definitely think this is Cal Cousins. Made a phenomenal play at shortstop to end the bottom of the 6th. We've seen actually, I think, a number of slick pickups at short for both teams in this early season contest.
Well, that breaking ball is really effective for Lothan so far. That's the 2nd time this inning that he's completely fooled a batter.
Cousins unable to hold back on that one. Didn't even need the appeal on the check swing. Now facing an 0-2 count. And the pitch is up high.
He's able to check his swing there. He was tempted to go for that high fastball, but he was able to check it off in time. Stay alive.
1-ball, 2-strike count. Nobody down. Top part of the 7th with a runner on second. Fort Scott yet to score as that off-speed pitch bounces. Nice job by Wheeler to keep that one in front. Wheeler had a really nice game behind the plate, and you can certainly see why that programs at the next level are interested in the Paola catcher.
He's got both sides of the ball covered. He can really swing the bat. You saw that in the 3rd inning with that 2-run home run, but his strength is mostly behind the plate.
Again, will be, at least as of now, this is something that can change and actually as the kind of collegiate athletic scene is evolving the way it is right now, it is something that does change, as that one again is blocked in front by Wheeler. But as of now, is going to be at Washburn. And what I do like, though, about the sport of baseball that other sports don't necessarily have is there's a pipeline to the professional level of the game to get drafted at any level, whether you go to JUCO, whether you play at a small college like for the Ichabods, whether you play at a major Division I university. Things can happen for you at any level of the game.
Absolutely.
And that is something that is unique to the game of baseball.
Those pro scouts, they know all these colleges. They don't just look at Division I athletes. They go everywhere. And 2 free bases to start this 7th inning for the Tigers, putting some pressure on Lothan and the Panthers.
And Lothan had that count, I think, at least 1-2. May have even been 0-2.
He did have it 0-2.
In that situation, eventually losing out and walking the hitter.
He just needs to calm things down, slow things down, and get back in that strike zone. You got a big 5-run lead. Use your defense.
It is Kellogg currently at the plate, now facing a 1-1 count. As we're going to need a fresh set of balls here. Force anywhere.
That's it. All you're looking for now, if you're Lothan and the Panthers, is just outs. These runs on the bases right now don't mean a thing to you until you bring the tying run to the plate. Just get some outs. Just slow things down, take your easy out, and go from there.
1-1 pitch is going to hit the batter. That one hit the arm, maybe even the elbow of Eli Kellogg, who was not wearing an elbow brace of any kind. Just wore that one.
And this is disastrous to the start of the 7th inning for the Panthers. An error and now a walk and a hit batter. And the Tigers got the bases loaded with nobody out as we have another mound visit.
So Sed Martin is due to bat next, the number 9 hitter for Fort Scott. A situation we'll see. Haven't seen either team use a pinch hitter yet. And we'll see if they do stay with Lothan or if they use perhaps a third pitcher. Of course, that's not ideal to do that.
Lothan's going to stay on the mound. This is just a mound visit from Coach Brummer to slow things down, get his mind back right, and get back to throwing some strikes, because you can't put any more on a base. All the bases are occupied. Like I said, the run that really matters is on the on-deck circle. So just keep pumping strikes and trust your defense to make plays behind you.
So I said force anywhere last time. That wasn't true. Now it is, including that force out at home. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 delivery on the way is going to be skied into the outfield. As you mentioned, this run is not important, so the throw will come in, be cut off at third base. As the Fort Scott push across the first run of the contest, Lafredo scores on a sac fly.
And that is exactly what what Lothan and the Panthers needed.
Yep.
They will trade a run for an out any day because it keeps the tying run in the on-deck circle.
So 1 down now, 2 outs are what the Panthers need to move to 3-0. That's I have them at 2-0 before this game.
Yeah, they played Topeka Highland Park last Thursday. I didn't see the scores of those last 2 games, but they obviously swept that doubleheader. Off to a good start this year.
I noticed actually almost every team in the Frontier started their season likewise, 2-0. A lot of good play early in the season. Spring Hill opened the season at Lewisburg, so that couldn't be the case over in that all-purple clash. Spring Hill coming out on top. Excited to see them later this season. And this one is tapped over to third base. A low throw this time gets past the first baseman, Matlick. And runners over to second and third. The second run scores for the Tigers.
And another error on Cale Murdoch, the third baseman. He sailed the throw earlier. This time he overcompensated, buried it in the turf, and Matlick wasn't able to converge and get the carom. And now the tying run's at the plate with 1 out.
Yes, that all-important tying run. Chaden Clayton, the third baseman for Fort Scott, stepping up and can plate 2 with a single. First pitch to him inside. Nearly hit the Fort Scott third baseman. Late life for the Tigers, who were very slow to get going, and really at times they look completely helpless against Matlick in the middle of this game. A couple innings they went down 1-2-3, all striking out.
Boy, you talk about sawing off a hitter on that last pitch.
Yeah.
Boy, that couldn't have been much from the label where he hit the ball there. Just zing.
1-1 with 1 down. Another high and tight fastball.
And if you're Lothan here, there's no reason to get it discouraged. You've made some quality pitches. You just had some mistakes behind you that have led to this. Just keep throwing strikes in there and settle things down.
2-1 pitch was low. So favorable count to swing now for Clayton.
Another bad one. That'll bring the go-ahead run to the plate.
That one was inside.
Wow.
That did look, to me, I am off to that same side of the plate on the left side. That did look quite a bit inside, but on the 3-1 count, the batter walks. Clayton on first now.
And now the go-ahead run is at the plate, something you never thought would happen in this inning, but a couple of errors, a couple of walks, and a hit batter have led to this opportunity for the Tigers.
Bases loaded for Lennox Vaughn. And the first pitch fouled off the mask of the catcher. Lennox Vaughn, that is a fantastic baseball name. I'll say that. He's got the elbow guard, a gold chain there around the neck, and the armbands coming out of the right.
I got it. That was right here. That was right here.
That's one that I go back and rewind later, see just how intense that looked. Flying right at our camera.
It was to the right of the camera. It was like literally right here.
0-2 pitch.
There
He
you
swung
go.
on and missed.
That's a big-time strikeout there for Lothan. Now you're just 1 out away from getting out of this and getting a win.
Still a 3-run lead for the Panthers. And Fort Scott with Justin out to play with. They do have 3 runners on, though. And Caden Young hoping he won't be their final hope in this first game.
If he can split a gap here that could tie this game, Panthers got to be sound defensively.
2 outs, runners will be off on contact. First pitch took something off it, and it grazes the outside corner.
Do not want to leave a pitch in there that they can drive here. Got to be efficient up there on the mound.
Lothan checking on the runners and bends one. It lands just below the strike zone.
And that was a correct call by the umpire.
It was.
An impressive take, though,
by
the young batter.
Yep. It was a great pitch. And that, another good pitch, pounding that outside part of the strike zone.
1 strike away for Lothan to seal the victory in game 1 of this doubleheader.
Came into the game with a couple of outs in the 6th inning after a pretty dominant performance by Matlick, and is trying to slam the door after a couple of unearned runs across the plate here in inning number 7. Another bender is left low once again. And don't want to get too ahead of myself, but do want to let you viewers know we're keeping the very same stream going, and we're going to be carrying game number 2 just in this same way that we're carrying game number 1. There is likely to be some amount of breakage in between these games, so we'll run a number of ads, and you may have, we'll try to not keep the air dead, but we're going to take a quick break as well, as a 2-2 count is in there. Panthers, game 1 winners, 5-2. Matlick will be awarded the win. Lothan comes in and ends up, I believe, a 4-out save there at the end of this game. And again, your final in 7 innings, game number 1 between the Panthers and the Tigers from Fort Scott is a Panthers victory 5-2, your final after 7. We'll be back for game number 2 here on Paola Sports Live.
What are you doing? You're supposed to be working on your schoolwork.
Oh, well, it's raining, so we don't have internet.
Not anymore. I just signed us up for Go Brawley.
I hate Go Brawley. I miss satellite internet.
Go Brawley. You'll love us, but your kids might not. Call us today at 913-837-4678.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Panther fans can find us at 310 North Hospital Drive in Paola or 913-294-3713. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net. Farm Bureau has been a proud supporter of the Paola Panthers for more than 20 years. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Agent Rusty Walters and his team of Alicia Shea, Maria Dirty, and Brett Fisher take pride in the relationships they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, contact Rusty, Alicia, Maria, or Brett at 913-294-2737. For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right. The first time, Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Happy birthday! Thank you.
Watch this. Call your dad from that phone.
So you pay for a phone line just to laugh at kids?
No, my internet company makes me pay for the phone. Might as well get something out of it.
That internet?
No bundling required. Visit GoBrawley.com to learn more.
Bringing the law to your corner. That's Hartley Law Group. Attorney Jerry Hartley and her staff are dedicated to working for the results you want and to help you determine what actions you can take. specializing in criminal defense, family law, guardianship and adoption, estate planning, probate, and trust litigation. To learn more, call 913-294-4512 or visit HartleyLawGroupLLC.com. The choice of a law firm and attorney are important decisions and should not be based solely on advertisements or websites.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Lewisburg is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, service, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-837-4230. Visit them at 303 South Olive in Lewisburg or go online to primeaccounting.net.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stowe with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle haul-in and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Planning for retirement, saving for your child's college fund, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you love. Edward Jones advisors Curtis Long and Monty Scher are here to help you every step of the way. Curtis and Monty work to discover each person's priorities, then individualize a plan to achieve those goals, sticking with their clients throughout their lives and always there to adjust when unexpected events occur. For over 100 years, folks have planned for their futures with Edward Jones. Plan for yours with advisors Curtis Long or Monty Scher in Paola. Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Panther fans can find us at 310 North Hospital Drive in Paola or 913-294-3713. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon Smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com. Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Paola and USD 368. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Paola, call 913-294-2110 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Oh, hi, honey. Hi, Grandma. I'm really sorry. I won't be able to make it today. I have way too much homework, and you don't have enough internet.
Oh, honey, I gotta go. I gotta go. Oh, I need more internet in my house.
Well, you could have just called, right?
Oh.
Call Go Brawley today.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
The following is a presentation of Paola Sports Live. It's time for Panther Sports. On your new home for Paola High School athletics, Paola Sports Live. Paola Sports Live is presented by Go Brawley. It just works. Learn more at gobrawley.com. Also by Elliott Group. Hers Incorporated. Iron Horse Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Dr. Laura's Orthodontics. And Miami County Dance Movement. This is Paola Athletics. On your new home for the Panthers, Paola Sports Live.
Game number 2 coming your way between the Panthers and the Tigers from Fort Scott here on Paola Sports Live. And your Game 2 Paola starter will be J.D. Troutman. Our Game 2 presentation is sponsored by Go Brawley. It just works. Go Brawley is changing what is possible. Experience a new kind of internet with Go Brawley. For more info, call 913-837-4678 or visit gobrawley.com. We're expecting things to get quite a bit darker on us here in game number 2. And leading things off for Fort Scott, it's going to be Spencer Goldston.
See how J.D. Troutman can do following up that sensational outing by Matlick in Game 1, leading to the Panthers' 5-2 victory.
And, yeah, if you missed that Game 1, the Panthers, a run in the first and second inning, a 2-run blast by Wheeler in the third. They led 4-0 for most of the game, and some late drama made it the final score 5-2 after Lothan came and closed that one out.
Rare mistake by Wheeler dropping the pop fly, but I think he got a little bit wind-aided there, kind of handcuffed him right at the end.
Wind been a big factor on the field today. Somehow I've managed to keep track of all my lineup cards here on my table.
Hey, the weight of that computer, man.
That will do it. Alex Smith joined by Caleb Butler once again here on Paola Sports Live. And we're chatting with some of the Paola fans here in person, letting them know about the broadcast plan for the upcoming spring season. Caleb, you got more for us on that?
I sure do. As you got this doubleheader here tonight, the next broadcast will be next Thursday night. It's just a single game against Prairie View. That's also baseball. And our final baseball broadcast will be next Friday, April 7th, against Chanute. And then we do some softball in the middle of May, in the middle of April, end of April into early May with 3 games. The first one of those, which will be April 11th against Tonganoxie, April 27th against Fort Scott, and then May 9th against Lewisburg.
So Goldston walks on the full count. Clayton now coming up to bat. No one down, runner on first here in the top of the first. And now that is, you mentioned it, we kind of get through them quickly here on Paola Sports Live for the baseball broadcast. However, that is not your final opportunity to watch the Paola Panthers on YouTube streams this season.
That's right.
Many other affiliated networks, some of which even will feature myself on the call, will have Paola on the docket. That includes Baldwin. They'll have a game, a doubleheader, I believe, against Paola streamed on their network. That includes Spring Hill, who have a doubleheader against Paola that'll be on their network, and Lewisburg Sports Live will also have a Paola doubleheader on their network as well. So you will have plenty of time throughout this season to watch your beloved Panthers here on our family of networks. You can check varsitysportslive.com for our full docket of high school games, especially, of course, a heavy presence here with the Frontier League in the local KC area.
Absolutely, and J.D. Troutman gets his first strikeout of the season, as well as stolen base for the Tigers on that play. So now you got a runner at second with 1 away for the 3-hole hitter, and the runner at second base seems to be a little bit gimpy out there, kind of walking something off out there. May have pulled something sliding into second base.
Yeah, that's something you don't want to see, especially in a sport like baseball. Anytime that a player comes up limp, that's a non-contact injury. And non-contact is
devastating. Those are the worst
usually not
injuries.
What you want.
Those are the worst injuries. But he seems to be okay. Stays in the game.
That is Goldston over there, who led off the game with that full count walk. Now stealing third. And he will slide in safely.
He stole that base easily. He stole that off Troutman right off first movement. Wheeler made it semi-close on the throw, but he basically had no chance to get Goldston at third base. Here's an early scoring opportunity for the Tigers.
And I love the mind games kind of being played there. Limping around second base, calling for time as that ball is fouled straight back by Lennox Vaughn. Vaughn, a tough game number one. Couple of strikeouts, couple times he was up in a big spot. The number 3 hitter for the Tigers. Again, no score in the first inning, though Fort Scott do threaten with a runner on third, just one down. And that one floating on the outside, stayed outside all the way through.
This is a big at-bat right here for Troutman and the Panthers. See if they can get that big second out, keep that runner at third base.
Vaughn from the left side looks in and able to hold up the high heater with 2 strikes. Couldn't get him to chase it.
Boy, he was all but ready to swing at that, but at the last second he's able to stay back long enough to keep the hands from breaking and stay alive in the at-bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Vaughn. This time he does chase it upstairs. Brought that one down just a little bit. Still out of the strike zone, though. And the number 3 hitter for the Tigers swings and misses.
Big second out for Troutman in his confidence. His second strikeout of the inning. Runner still at third. The deal is not done yet, though, however, for Troutman. Needs to buckle down and get this hitter here.
Off speed was upstairs, left there for a ball. Your temperature around first pitch here of game number 2, 64 degrees.
Perfect.
We've only dropped 3 so far, but I did get my jacket in between games. It has gotten colder. I also had to rep my Minnesota Twins.
Come on, man.
Victory today over the Kansas City Royals. That opened up the Major League Baseball season.
You didn't have to bring that back up. No, I'm kidding.
It's no longer an area matchup now that it's done.
Yeah, the Twins had our number today. Held us to just 2 hits and like 4 or 5 walks maybe. That's about it. We had a couple scoring chances, but couldn't mount nothing.
And a sinking liner will score the first Tiger run of the contest. RBI will go to Caden Young. Nice base knock, a hit to left field.
Good start, better start to this game for the Tigers. A run on the board in the first inning. J.D. Troutman almost got out of the jam, just couldn't quite get out of it. Left a pitch up that the batter for the Tigers was able to flare into left field and get the early RBI.
And that is why leadoff walks just kill you as a pitcher. That was not a hard hit ball there for that RBI, but runner got over to second base and then just used the speed game to become a scoring threat. Does allow the Tigers to jump ahead before the Paola Bats even get a say.
First lead of the night for the Tigers. Panthers led throughout in game 1. This is the first lead for the Tigers all night so far.
Count even now, 1-1, 2 down here in the top of the first. Troutman looking in, firing upstairs for ball 2.
He's leaving a lot of pitches up in this first inning. Needs to find a way to get that ball down a little bit more.
Was stationed at second base and leading off for Paola in game number 1. Running on the pitch that time was Young, but after the foul ball, we'll head back to first.
I like the little aggressiveness there with the Tigers 2 outs already in the inning. Tried a little hit and run there. Just wasn't able to time it in time. Fouled it away. Now 2 strikes for Troutman and the Panthers.
And I thought it was Wheeler who gunned down a runner at second base early in game number 1, as we'll come back to that point. Panthers get out of the first, not before, though. They give up the opening run. Tigers on top 1-0 after the first 3 outs. You are watching Panthers baseball on PSL.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stowe with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
So it'll be Lafredo on the bump as you get a look at the Tigers' big righty out there dealing. And your Paola Panthers lineup in game number 2, center field leading off is Meinig. Curley is at second base. He bats second. Lothan back in the 3 spot and back to shortstop. Murdoch is back in the cleanup spot as well. Wheeler bats 5th behind the plate. Matlick is at first base, batting 6th. Gherkin bats 7th, is the left fielder. Logan in right, batting 8th, as the first pitch is taken by Meinig for a strike. And Troutman, who led off in the first game, bats 9th as the pitcher in the second game.
Yeah, kind of a mixed bag lineup here.
Yep.
They kind of shifted the top and bottom around. The middle is still the same, but the top and bottom has been shifted around. Of course, Jasper Logan is batting this game. He was a courtesy runner last game.
Bouncing ball fielded by the second baseman, throwing on to first for out number 1.
Good contact there from Meinig, just hit it right at the second baseman.
And Panthers first time through the lineup in game 1, they hit everything on the ground. Got a couple of infield hits, couple of high choppers, and showed that the turf kind of would be a factor for Fort Scott, who struggled fielding the ball early on in the game. That kind of naturally corrected itself over the course of the game, but not before that the Panthers were able to build up a lead, eventually won that one. Paola looking to move to 4-0. Again, you will see them twice on this network next week.
Yes, got that single game next Thursday against Prairie View, and then a doubleheader the next night against Chanute.
I just want to see what a blue Comet looks like in a baseball uniform.
It's basically what the Royals are wearing now. A lot of powder blue and with gold, though, instead of white.
There we go. I think that is in my Kansas mascot top 5. The Chanute Comets. That's one that I like. As
their color scheme is really on point. I really like that blue and gold mix that Chanute brings to the table.
We do have a kind of classic baseball color scheme clash today. Fort Scott in just a classic road gray look, and then Paola in the white home unis.
Boring. No, I'm kidding. Like you said, that's traditional.
And in a lot of sports right now, you are seeing the kind of the thought process change. Now, I'm a big English Premier League guy, and I love it when they play 2 solid colors against each other. And you're seeing that, and I think it's because of the popularity of the Premier League. I don't know if that's the exact reason, but you are seeing teams in the NBA and other sports leagues, they're starting to play solid on solid with jersey schemes. I've seen that filter down to JUCO. Now, I'm not sure whether that is allowed by the Kansas High School League. It may vary by sport, but you are seeing teams kind of push the envelope. This one could run the gap. It'll at least progress a runner to third, as the single by Lothan will set up first and third. Just one out here, early trouble for Lafredo.
Good piece of hitting there by Lothan. Nice opposite field shot to right center. Gets Curley over to third base. Now a scoring opportunity for the Panthers with Cale Murdoch at the plate. Kind of wanted to get that bad taste out of his mouth with those 2 errors he had in the 7th inning of game 1. Wants to really put that behind him with the run-scoring hit right here.
Isn't it nice, though, when those errors stick with you? No doubt that's in his mind, but when those errors don't end up costing you anything. They did cost a couple of unearned runs, but the end result of the game was unaffected, despite a couple of wacky throws there at the end. The game of baseball, though, it has a way of finding you.
Absolutely.
And allowing you to redeem yourself. And that is the position Murdoch is in with the win. Really picking up. He puts a charge into one. It's going to run the right center gap. And it could score 2. Slow throw back in. No. They ended up playing that one quite nicely, keeping Murdoch actually at first base. Thought that one was a sure double off the bat, but center fielder cut it off.
That was basically in the same spot that Lothan hit it, just right over the second baseman, and that much better taste in Murdoch's mouth now after those 2 errors with that RBI single, tying this game here in this first inning.
So Wheeler already homered in this one, or not in this game, in this on this day, in the 3rd inning of game number 1. All tied up, and just 1 out in the first.
Wheeler went for the water tower there on that swing. Kind of pulled off it just enough where he couldn't make contact.
And he's tended to do that from what I've seen early in the count. Certainly does not get cheated. And that bender started high, stayed high. A lanky right-handed pitcher is Lafredo. I walked past him between games. And I am medically listed at 6'5". I say medically because there is so much lying that occurs on high school or college roster heights and weights and all those sorts of things.
Amen.
There is a ton of fibbing that occurs. However, I will say Lafredo was at least an inch, possibly 2 inches taller than me. That would put him at 6'7". On a roster, he would be 6'7" easily, I think.
Oh, no doubt about it.
And comes out of that, not quite a sidearm slot, as the that was a 2-strike pitch. The count was right on the board. That strikes out Wheeler in the 1st and 3rd situation. Now Matlick comes up.
Yeah, Wheeler wasn't really pleased with the strike 2 call.
Yeah.
The previous pitch kind of shook his head walking away from the umpire a little bit, then swung and missed at strike 3. So that's a big second out for the Tigers, keeping this score tied. But Matlick has a chance to get the Panthers the lead with a hit here.
And kind of a good time for us to be talking about the delivery angle of Lafredo, because that just causes sometimes the situation. We got a 1st and 3rd situation. The runner at 3rd is going to be tagged out.
I guess that was trying to do a double steal because Murdoch left immediately.
Yes, he did.
And then the pitcher threw to 1st, but then Lothan got too far off the base and got picked off 3rd base. You never want to make a last out of the inning at 3rd base, as Coach Brummer kind of gave it to Lothan a little bit there at the end, saying, hey, man, you got to get back quicker than that. But the Panthers do tie the game, however, going to the 2nd.
So after 1 full, we are tied at 1 here on Paola Sports Live.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Paola and USD 368. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Paola, call 913-294-2110 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com. Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's
And right back for the first pitch. It's going to be clobbered to left field, but a line out for the Fort Scott pitcher, Lafredo. Was trying to help himself get something started, but is retired on the first pitch of inning number 2.
Quick first out for Troutman as, like I said, Lafredo was trying to ambush Troutman there. Hit it hard, but right at Curley, the left fielder, for the first out.
Get that all reflected on your screen. We are here in the second inning. I think between the second and fourth, that's when we're really going to see it get pretty dark around the field. The lights have been on since the midway point of game number 1. And it is turning into quite a scenic night. Wouldn't necessarily what you typically call a beautiful night, but I love both this venue and the soccer field at Spring Hill. They both have cows just beyond, grazing just beyond the edge of the field. And you can't see it from the angle that we have here. You can see it on the Spring Hill soccer broadcast. You can see him milling around in the backdrop as the sun goes down. But
you can actually see one right on the top right corner of your screen.
You can.
You can see one dangling out there.
There we go, hanging out.
Top right corner of your screen.
Yeah, close to that fence over there. Getting his close-up.
All by himself. His other guys are over here in the left field corner.
And that is going to be a one-out walk.
And we saw in the first inning a walk came around to score.
Yep.
In fact, both runs were by a walk. Came around to score. Curley in the first inning for the Panthers, and then Goldston in the first inning for the Tigers. So the walks have come around to score so far in this game.
That was Cousins, who is listed as the 13, wearing the 5 today. We can almost certainly confirm that after seeing him occupy that same lineup spot here in game number 2. 8 batter for Fort Scott, Eli Kellogg, currently at the plate. Did not, I should mention, receive the defensive alignment for Fort Scott here in the second game, so just doing our best in that regard. 1-0 pitch is up high. And you mentioned it earlier, Wheeler does do a really nice job of exploding up. Yep. That's typically not... Normally when you talk about pop time for a catcher, you're talking about throwing the ball, but right now you're talking about even just receiving it. He's a big catcher.
Troutman starting to labor a little bit this inning. We saw it in the first inning. He started leaving some pitches up. He's done that so far in this inning as well. First 3 to this hitter have been up, up, up.
3-0 the count upstairs. 4-pitch walk for Kellogg. 2 runners on with just 1 out here. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts for Troutman so far in this one. And you know, Lafredo kind of kicking himself because he did put a charge into that ball to lead off this inning, but he swung at the very first pitch. And, you know, he's sitting in the dugout thinking, man, if I just worked into this at-bat, I could have gotten a free pass, maybe just like these other guys.
Sometimes you get antsy and you get a pitch to your liking, which he really put a charge into it, but Like I said, it was a hard hit out. So it gave Troutman a little bit of confidence boost, but he's starting to lose a little bit of it with those back-to-back walks. But he does get ahead of the 9-hole hitter right here, strike one.
It is Chipman up there, working with a 1 strike, 1 down. 0-1 is high.
And we've seen with Troutman, his misses are up.
They're all high.
He has not missed low yet that I can recall.
1-1 now, the count to Chipman. And there it is again. Missing to that same spot.
His release point is a little bit back here. He needs to bring it more down here. It's a little early. That's why it's sailing on him.
That one in the upper part of the strike zone. Think it would have been called, though, had the batter not swung through it. 2-2 now.
And that one certainly was in the strike zone there. That crossed the letters there, so that would have been a strike regardless.
Troutman reaches back and finds that outside corner, dotting it up for the second out.
That was the best pitch Troutman's thrown in this game right there so far. Brought it down, got the outside corner, cutting away from the right-handed hitter. Nothing he could do. That's now 4 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3 for Troutman. Struck out the side in the first, giving up 1 run. Struck out 2 in this inning. Or 1 this inning.
And Goldston trying a 2-out bunt, but bunts it far too hard. And you see the throw to the first baseman was high, but he's able to get back and catch it. Matlick is limping off the field. That's just because he lost a shoe, though, making that play.
It was a tremendous play by Matlick reaching up for that. Wow.
Was hoping he wasn't injured. He doesn't seem to be. We are headed to the bottom of the second. We're still tied 1-1.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stowe with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Touchdown, Lewisburg.
I'm so sick of this.
I saw a Go Brawley truck in front of Bob's.
Go Brawley. No buffering allowed. Visit GoBrawley.com today.
Yes! Yes! You two really need to get Go Brawley.
First Auction Bank Community Banking at its best. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Paola Sports Live, home of Panther baseball throughout this season. As Matlick steps up following his pretty impressive play over at first base, takes a big cut for strike 2 as he leads off the Paola second.
He was the winning pitcher in game number 1, going 5 1/3 scoreless innings. At least 9 strikeouts to our count, and surely he had more than that. He was just absolutely dealing. Fell apart with 2 outs in the 6th inning, had to come out. But he was sensational in that first game, and then he just fouls one off his leg there.
Yeah, right after landing on first base following the stretching athletic play. And follows that up, dinging one right off the ankle, chasing high for strike number 3. Just never really looked comfortable at the plate during that at-bat.
No, not at all. He course, the very next pitch after fouling a ball off your inside of your knee or wherever that was, you're always timid to swing again. He was late on that and strikes out, chased a pitch too. So just a rough at bat. Rough sequence there for Matlick.
Here is Gherkin from the left side with one down in the second. Lashes one foul beyond third base.
That one had some zing on it just past the base on the foul side of third base.
So one strike now, the tall righty Lafredo looking in, and that one, that's just a release point, a pitch trajectory, especially to a lefty that you just do not see at this level.
No, not at all. That completely fooled Gherkin there, and so did that one.
Oh, my.
Comes back with a fastball at the knees.
Lafredo looks in control right now. Striking out back-to-back hitters. Getting through the bottom part of this Paola lineup with ease.
You don't see that very often in high school. Just fool Gherkin on back-to-back pitches. First the curveball down and in, and then a fastball right at the knees. Couldn't do anything with it.
And first pitch all over it was Logan, but too early?
Yes, way too early. Hit it a long way, but pulled it way foul. Basically an Alex Gordon type shot where you foul it behind you.
And on that righty-to-righty action coming from the arm slot that he is, you typically see that one early because it seems like it's going to be inside. It ends up kind of right over the plate. And that's why you start that swing early to just get to that ball, but ends up way in front of it. 2 strikes now to Logan. My goodness. 1, 2, 3, down they go. Lafredo strikes out the side. We're headed to the third here on Paola Sports Live.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Bringing the law to your corner. That's Hartley Law Group. Attorney Jerry Hartley and her staff are dedicated to working for the results you want and to help you determine what actions you can take. Specializing in criminal defense, family law, guardianship and adoption, estate planning, probate, and trust litigation. To learn more, call 913-294-4512 or visit HartleyLawGroupLLC.com. The choice of a law firm and attorney are important decisions and should not be based solely on advertisements or websites.
Number one, obviously, is safety.
Fort Scott coming to bat here in inning number 3, turning it over to Caleb Butler. He'll take you through the middle of this one.
Thank you, Alex. Leading off for the Tigers is number 31. That is Clayton. The first pitch is fouled away. New pitcher for the Panthers. It is number 9, Johnson Martell. He started game number 1 as the first baseman and then was pulled after Matlick got pulled from the game. And he throws strike 2, so he's ahead in the count 0-2 to Clayton. Clayton was a strikeout victim in the first inning. And here's the pitch from Martell. It's fouled away off to the right side, and we'll do it again at 0-2. 1-1 game here in the third inning.
Yeah, interesting to me that Martell would not kind of go as a 1-for-1 swap in game number 1. just with the ease of just subbing in a first baseman, keeping the same alignment out there. But obviously we're saving him for game 2.
And the 0-2 is flared towards the right field line. Tough play, but made over there by Matlick to retire Clayton for the first out of the 3rd inning.
Thought that one may just get to that real grass out there in the outfield. Did not quite make it. Matlick just a couple steps to his right and backwards a little bit, able to retire him.
Good start to the inning for Martell. And now here is Vaughn at the plate. Vaughn was a strikeout victim as well in the 1st inning. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Lefty-lefty matchup in this one. 1-1 game here in the top of the 3rd. Nobody on, 1 out for the Tigers. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt, ball 2.
And I'm kind of just waiting on Vaughn to do something in this game. I mean, obviously, coaches put their best hitters in the 3 spot. He's been in there both games. Haven't seen him produce much, but he just looks so confident at the plate.
The 2-0 is up and in. It's now 3-0 on the 3-hole hitter Vaughn of the Tigers. Martell fighting his command in this at-bat. The 3-0 is in there for strike 1 on the fastball in the inside corner. Again, Martell started at first base in game number 1, was pulled with 2 outs in the 6th inning. And the 3-1. And low and away for ball 4. There's a 1-out walk for the Tigers. The 4th walk of the game, or excuse me, the 5th walk of the game for Panther pitchers.
Yeah, Paola just struggling with command, and that's extra disappointing when you look at just how solid they've been defensively, how they've been able to get it done, even control the base running game a little more successfully than Fort Scott have been able to, but all that is negated when you put runners on for free.
Absolutely. Now here is the cleanup hitter, Young, for the Tigers. He was the RBI man in the 1st inning with a single to left field to give the Tigers their first lead. That was short-lived when the Panthers tied it in the bottom of the 1st. The first pitch was a strike, called strike, 0-1 on Young. The pitch from Martell is just down and in. That was close. That was a good pitch from Martell. Good take from Young. It evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Will you see the Tigers try to do some action on the bases here? A hit and run potentially here. And the pitch is swung on off of Martell, fielded by the shortstop. Throw to second, safe. As Vaughn beat the throw to second base. Tremendous play by the shortstop of the Panthers, just not able to field it in time and flip it to second base for the out, as good speed from Vaughn beat the throw.
I think they got a little bit unlucky there, Martell, just kind of slowing down the trajectory. I don't think he changed the trajectory of that baseball too much, stabbing at it with that blue glove hand, but did, I think, slow down the pace at which that ball kind of got to the shortstop.
And I think if Martell's able to field that cleanly, you could potentially have had a 1-4-3 inning-ending double play, but instead the Panthers get no outs. There wasn't an error on the play, it's just a fielder's choice that good speed from Vaughn beat the throw. And now here is Wilson, the number 5 hitter, Cody Wilson for the Tigers. 2 on, 1 out here in the 3rd. The pitch is a called strike. Fort Scott crowd does not like that call. They thought it was a little up and away, but the umpire says otherwise. No balls, 1 strike to Wilson. Martell looks the runner back to second, brings the 0-1 way up and away. Nearly got away from Wheeler, but Wheeler's athletic ability is able to chase that down and evens the count at 1-1. Martell looks in, gets the sign, looks back at second base. Brings the 1-1. The runner takes off for third. The throw to third is in plenty of time and safe. He got under the tag. He got under the tag, apparently. The throw was there in plenty of time, but an awkward kind of slide from Vaughn got him under the tag, and also taking second base was Caden Young.
And it's really hard to tell, of course, from here whether that was a good call, whether that was a rough call. Obviously, Panthers are going to talk things over. It won't change anything. We are going to have runners staying at second and third, but I think Murdoch's reaction was pretty telling. After he kind of initially protested that play, he put his head down and kind of had a moment of frustration. I think he knows that he did not tag the runner. I think he knows that was the correct call on the field by the umps, despite that throw beating the runner by quite a bit, as you mentioned.
And like I said, the slide by Vaughn kind of stuck him in the turf.
Right,
able to get
I don't
under
think
the
it was
tag
on purpose.
awkwardly. No, not at all.
Yeah.
So a double steal on the play for the Tigers. It was a strike,
Wow.
by the way, on that previous pitch. And now the 1-2 is down and in. Now 2-2 to Wilson.
That certainly heats up this inning, heats up the crowd, just cranks up the intensity here. We're only in the third inning.
Martell from the line brings the 2-2, and it's fouled away off to the right side. We'll do it again. Two balls, two strikes to Wilson. See if Martell can dig down deep and get the big second out of this third inning in a 1-1 game in the top of the third. Martell's pitch, buried in the dirt, but beautiful block by Wheeler to keep the runners at bay. And now it's a full count pitch coming.
Yeah, Wheeler actually got his glove on that, almost like a hockey goalie, saving that one, keeping it in front of him.
Just a tremendous athletic ability behind the plate for Wheeler. And here's the payoff. It's lined to left field, and it's going to drop in for a hit. One run is in. Another runner to third. The throw airmails Murdoch. It's to Wheeler, fake to second as the runner moves up to second base. RBI single for Wilson makes it a 2-1 game for the Tigers, and then the errant throw from left field allows Wilson to get up to second base.
Fort Scott taking another lead, their second lead of the contest. They took an early 1-0 lead, and now Lafredo up at the plate. He hit the ball hard into an out last time.
Yes, he did. Lafredo, the starting pitcher for the Tigers, is on the mound for the Tigers, and he takes strike one from Martell. Tigers have retaken the lead 2-1 and still threatening here in the top of the third inning with runners at second and third and one away. Martell's 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Snap throw to third and saved by Murdoch. Keeps the runner at third base.
And I'm interested to see that Martell kind of in this second and third situation. You have the option. You can go out of the stretch or you can pitch out of the full windup. And the results haven't really bore this out, but to me, Martell looks much more comfortable in that windup out of the stretch, but going with the windup instead.
And here comes a squeeze play. It's not going to work as they miss the squeeze and they get a runner out at the plate. And it goes down as a strike as he attempted for it, but he could not make any contact, and that's an easy out at the plate for the Panthers as Wilson moves up to third on the play. They tried a suicide squeeze, and it did not work.
Yeah, no safety involved that time. The runner just dead in the water.
That pitch rides inside. It's now, I believe, 1-2 on Lafredo. No, it's 2-2, excuse me, on Lafredo.
A lot happening in between pitches in this at-bat for you.
This has been an eventful top of the third inning. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Lafredo. Limits the damage to just one run. We go to the bottom of the third here in Paola. The Tigers 2, Panthers 1. We'll be right back here on Paola Sports Live with some more Paola baseball action.
Stupid Go Brawley internet.
Go Brawley allows you complete control over internet usage for all devices in your home from anywhere, as it should be. Visit GoBrawley.com to learn more.
First Option Bank Community Banking at its best. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental.
All right, welcome back to Paola Sports Live with some Paola baseball action. We're in the bottom of the third inning here in game number 2 between the Fort Scott Tigers and the Paola Panthers. The Tigers lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. It's J.D. Troutman to lead off for the Panthers. He swings and misses at a pitch down and in here in the lead off the third inning. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters for the Panthers, Troutman, Meidig, and Curley. And 0-1 pitch is right through there for strike 2. Lafredo has been nails the last couple innings for the Tigers. Panthers have not been able to put any contact on the pitches. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. A 3-pitch strikeout of J.D. Troutman to start the bottom of the third.
And he is really cruising. I think the first time through it wasn't so much that fastball that was overpowering hitters. I think once he showed that off-speed pitch, that really crept in the mind of every single Paola hitter because they are just really, really slow on the fastball, which they were not earlier in the game.
Xander Meinig now steps into the plate, has to dive out of the way of a pitch that rode up and in, and it's ball 1. He grounded out to second base to begin the game for the Panthers in the bottom of the first, his first time around. And the 1-0 is outside for 2 balls, no strikes.
Typically that outside spot to righties is the one that he can have so much success with. Even a fastball is going to move so much across the zone.
Time called at home plate as Meinig thought Lafredo was going a little too quick for his liking. If we would have saw this in the major leagues, it would have been a strike on the batter because you only got 20 seconds to get available, to be ready. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Lafredo. It's swung on and missed. Big swing from Jace Curley right there. Or excuse me, from Xander Meinig right there. He went for the downs on that one. He's trying to hit that into Milo Lake. Here's the 2-1 from Lafredo. It's popped up. Straight up in the air. It's going to be a tough play with the wind, but a nice play by the catcher for the Tigers for the second out of the inning.
And you saw one of, in my opinion, one of the strangest baseball rules on that play. You're not supposed to let a pitcher field a pop-up in the infield, even if the pitcher might have a better glove to do so, might be in a better position to do so. But for some reason, the catcher taking control didn't cost him that time. I just think that there is no reason. Why is it in baseball lore that we don't allow pitchers to catch pop-ups?
And you had 2 factors now in that situation on that pop-up. You're in twilight hours now, so the ball blends in with the night sky plus the wind factor. But a tremendous play by the catcher to get the second out. Now it's quickly 0-2 on Jace Curley, who walked and scored in the first inning. The 0-2 is up and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the 2-hole hitter, Jace Curley. Lafredo winds, brings the 1-2 to the plate, and it's lined towards left and off the glove of the shortstop into left field for a 2-out single for Jace Curley.
Solid base knock there, taking it past the shortstop. Enough heat on it, not playable.
And now here is Hunter Lothan to come to the plate for the Panthers. He singled to right center to get Curley to third in the first inning. Hunter Lothan ready, but brings the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1 from Lafredo. Lafredo has done an excellent job getting ahead of most of these Panther hitters in these first 3 innings. Snap throw to first from a pickoff, but back safely is Curley. Lafredo looks in, gets the sign. Brings the 0-1 to the plate. Swing and a miss from Lothan, strike 2. 2 fastballs blown right by Lothan. And he's down in the count 0-2.
And this is slowing Lafredo down quite a bit, having a base runner. He hasn't dealt with one in a couple innings.
Absolutely. Here's the 0-2, and it hangs high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And when he was really working, he was going fast. Just getting the ball, getting back on the rubber, firing away, but not able to do that.
No, not with a runner on base. Can't do that very often because the runner will certainly get your timing in like that and take the steal off of you. Here's the 1-2 as Curley takes off for second, and it's called strike 3. A beautifully thrown curveball And it strikes out Lothan to end the third inning. We have played 3 in game number 2 of the doubleheader. It is Tigers 2, Panthers 1. We'll be right back for some more Paola baseball action here on Paola Sports Live.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Panther fans can find us at 310 North Hospital Drive in Paola or 913-294-3713. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
All right, welcome back to Paola Sports Live for game number 2, doubleheader action of Paola Panther baseball between the Fort Scott Tigers and the Paola Panthers. I am Caleb Butler alongside of Alex Smith. We're in the top of the 4th inning in game number 2. Panthers trail the Tigers 2-1 as we start the top of the 4th as a foul way by Cal Cousins as Johnson Martell continues to pitch for the Panthers, his 2nd inning of relief. Martell brings the 0-1 in, and it's just a bit high to Cousins. Didn't miss by much, and it's 1-1 now on the shortstop, Cousins. Martell winds and brings the 1-1, and it hits Cousins on a bounce. And that's a leadoff base runner for the Tigers to start the 4th. A lot of free base runners given up by the Panthers in this one. 4 or 5 walks and a hit batter in the first 3+ innings. Just 2 runs across so far for the Tigers. And now here is Eli Kellogg, the 8-hole hitter, the catcher for the Tigers. Martell looks in, gets the sign, looks the runner at first, and brings the first pitch, and it hangs up and away for 1 ball, no strikes to Kellogg. Throw gets away, and not far enough for a runner to advance, but that's a mistake that you really don't want to have happen. Just bad throw back to the mound.
Got to stay locked in. We're now over 9 total innings played, and that's where the focus really becomes important.
Absolutely, and that ball is up and away again. 2 balls, no strikes. Martell falling behind Kellogg here, the first couple pitches of this 4th inning. Martell throws to first, a pickoff play, safe, just barely got back. Boy, he had Cousins leaning big time, but he was able to get back in time, just barely under the tag of Matlick.
He did. I think Cousins made that first initial move towards second that you kind of look for if you are a left-handed pitcher.
And there's a swing and a miss on a fastball by Kellogg, 2-1. But Cousins was definitely leaning towards second, but he was able to get back just underneath the tag of Matlick. 2 balls, 1 strike to Kellogg. The pitch, swing and a miss. Runner goes for second. Nobody's there covering, and he steals second base. Panthers were not ready for the throw down to second base.
Yeah, and I don't know that throw would have, certainly retired, but that was an on-target throw that was made, reasonably as quickly as Wheeler could have gotten that ball down there. Needed to have someone at second to receive it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Martell is fouled away. We'll do it again. Just mental errors by the Panthers so far in this game. Got to be aware of when a base runner's stealing, you got to cut towards second base to field that throw. Not saying it would have got him, but it was certainly an on-target throw, like you said. Here's the 2-2. It's lined to left center. In comes the center fielder. He's got it for the first out of the inning. And that keeps Cousins at second base. First out of the inning, and that will bring up Dub Chipman for the Tigers.
Nice play defensively, Mining out there in center for the Panthers, and was kind of shaded to what is our left side of center field. You can even see him on your screen right now. But really read that ball nicely off the jump. Seen a couple towering fly balls. That one was not. That one was a hard hit sinking ball, but turned into an out.
And the first pitch to Chipman is up for ball one. Cousins at second base, one away, 2-1 Tigers in the fourth. Second pitch is up and away again, 2 balls, no strikes. Sorry for the blurry screen here. We've had a couple issues with just getting in on the fence here.
Yeah, every so often the camera decides what's interesting about this baseball game is actually the chain link fence in front of it.
Right,
and
now we got a clear screen.
Yeah, obviously that's not what we think. We don't agree with that, but
right.
We know the good actions on the field.
Last pitch was a called strike, 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the 2-1. As the runner goes to third, the throw is wide and safe is Cousins at third base. The pitch was outside for ball 3, so now Cousins is at third with 1 away, 3-1 to the 9-hole hitter Dub Chipman.
Typically when you do steal third, you do steal it off the pitcher. I think that was the case certainly. And then you couple it with the outside nature of the pitch, just a really hard throw down to third.
Here's the 3-1, and it's fouled away. 3-2 to the 9-hole hitter Chipman. You got the leadoff hitter Goldston on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Chipman. Cousins at third, 1 away here in the top of the fourth. 2-1 ball game. Tigers with the lead over the Panthers. And the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He chased ball 4 and strikes out. Big second out of the fourth for Martell.
Yeah, not only a chase, but bat nowhere near the ball on that swing either. I think that was a question of just mistaking what type of pitch you're getting. Maybe thought it was going to be off speed, and by the time the fastball was by him, had already decided to swing the bat.
As the wind picks up big time here in the top of the fourth inning. Time called at the plate. It is Spencer Goldston now at the plate for the Tigers.
Now I'm sure that, barring the Fort Scott folks that have traveled up to this game here at Paola, but I probably had a longer drive down to this game than most people.
Because you're
and that's not right. That's not a flex, but I'm just saying I felt the wind on this drive down 35, buffeting the side of the vehicle. That's always kind of a discomforting feeling that you'll have driving on the highway when you got an SUV. And you could feel it. I'm hearing at the same time that I made that drive down, the Royals broadcasters, they're talking about, how much the wind is going to play a factor. And that's the first time we saw a player actually just choose to stop the game, call time.
And the 2-0 pitch is fouled away, 2-1. Martell has fallen behind 2-0 to the last 3 hitters, but he's gotten both those batters retired via the strikeout.
Yeah, this would be big to get through this inning without a run.
It's 2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter, Goldston. Martell is set. And he brings in the 2-1. And it bounces. Good play by Wheeler to stop that. And keep the runner at third base.
Yeah, that bounced in front of home plate. And it may have even bounced kind of on that little lip. It looks like the right-handed batter's box has kind of been resurfaced. And he snagged that with his glove. That was a ridiculous defensive stop.
3-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. And we'll have a payoff pitch once again. This is a big pitch in this game.
It certainly is.
Panthers trail the Tigers 2-1 here in the top of the fourth. Runner at third, 2 away. Here comes the payoff. And it's lined fair over first. And it's going to score a run for the Tigers as Goldston's going to go for 2, maybe 3. He's going to stop at second with an RBI double. The Tigers lead 3-1.
And off the bat, he was thinking 3. That turn at first base, that was not a double turn. That was a I'm about to wheel around the bases type of turn. Does get stopped at second base, but a nice little flare over the first baseman, scoring a run.
And we're going to have a pitching change, I do believe, as Jasper Logan goes into the game out in right field. And coming in to pitch for the Panthers, it looks like it's going to be Curley, I believe. It looks like it's going to be Jace Curley. And it will be. We're going to take a quick break, get his warm-ups in, and we'll be back for some more baseball action. We're in the top of the 4th inning here in game number 2 between the Tigers and the Panthers. The Tigers lead the Panthers 3-1. You're listening to Paola Baseball here on Paola Sports Live.
Bringing the law to your corner. That's Hartley Law Group. Attorney Jerry Hartley and her staff are dedicated to working for the results you want and to help you determine what actions you can take. Specializing in criminal defense, family law, guardianship and adoption, estate planning, probate, and trust litigation. To learn more, call 913-294-4512 or visit HartleyLawGroupLLC.com. The choice of a law firm and attorney are important decisions and should not be based solely on advertisements or websites.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Lewisburg is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, service, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-837-4230. Visit them at 303 South Olive in Lewisburg or go online to primeaccounting.net.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola,
I'm going to have to.
Yeah, it's raining now, man.
Welcome back to Paola. As it starts to sprinkle a little bit here, we may have to pack this stuff up if it picks up any more than it is right now. It is 3-1 3-1 Fort Scott here in the top of the 4th. As it looks like we're going to have to tear this stuff down. It's starting to rain pretty good. If it stops raining, we'll come back. But for right now, this is going to be it as it starts to rain here in Paola. Tigers lead the Panthers 3-1 in the top of the 4th.
What's the move?
Attaboy, Kobe. Let's go, Kobe.
I said we're done unless it stops raining.
It's piled up in the yard out there. And all these people think they're going to float.
Yeah, look at that.
You know what?
I know, I see it. It's nuts. That's unfortunate.
You go to the bathroom between one inning and then everything shuts down. What the heck is that?
Wow.
I felt like 2 drops and I was like, oh no.
Okay, I am going to take the box to under here.
It ain't very going to be much. Here's the radar. Was that him? That's his little brother? That's crazy.
Past time.
No, I know it's just a little flop. I wish we had a tempo.
Yeah, you got electronics that you got to worry about.
Yeah,
That's
about over with.
that it's not enough to stop the game, but like any amount is enough to stop us.
Yeah, exactly.
Had a little
Yeah, if you had a little
roof over your head here.
pop-up tent. what you need.
Just like that, it's not raining. Oh well, it happens.
Okay, Kale.
It happens.
Well, and plus it could just blow through again.
Oh, by the time you get it all packed up and it's gone.
Yeah, I know. That's
There's more.
Oh well.
It is what it is. We got a game and a half in. It's all right. We'll be back here next Thursday, next Friday.
Are they playing Thursday as well as Friday?
You got
Varsity?
yeah.
The varsity plays Thursday?
Yeah, you got a single game against Prairie View.
Friday is double.
Doubleheader against you. Weird though on a Friday. That's the first time I've seen it on a Friday.
Yeah, they don't usually.
Okay.
Good eye, good eye.
Come on, Cal.
Dang, I was having fun there too.
I know, you were balling, man.
There's my 5 years of radio experience coming in handy for you.
Pitch to you.
Okay, horse.
Let's go, Kale.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
jam
Oh.
shot. Jam sandwich. Got sawed off on that one. Been broke in half. Here comes the rain.
Did you cut the stream or just unplug stuff?
No, I just unplugged stuff. I didn't cut nothing.
I legitimately don't